I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got it, I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough Cause time. I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping.
Oh man, I love that intro. I missed that. I ain't gonna hold you. I missed it so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining. You already know who we are, but as always, we gotta introduce ourselves. So I am your man K Marvel.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy QS.
Yo, you see it down there on the big stretch.
StrykerDragoon back in the building.
And as always, been a little while, but we are your Four Corners of Commentary. Plat out.
It's the
Oh
four.
man. So first and foremost, gentlemen, what's going on? It's been a while since we've graced these people with our faces.
Life is life.
Well,
man. Just
a little under
literally
the weather, but
just be
pulling through.
I think
life is life, and
Think-
just dealing with
you
it.
said it best.
But you know what? Here, I think I can speak for all of us when I say there's been a lot of rough stuff going on the last few months, but there's also been a lot of positive things that's happened in all of our lives. So, look, everything comes, with the good comes the bad, with the bad comes the good, right? So, we're all about pushing and surviving not only for each other but our families and our fans. So first off, we always appreciate y'all for rocking with us. This is our last episode of 2023.
Yes.
It's been a hell of a year, both not only on screen but off screen. It's been a hell of a year in wrestling. It's been a hell of a year anime, music, just you name it. Things have been crazy. But you douche monkey. Sorry, I was talking to Randy because he's a jerk. But that's the Virgo beef thing going on. First and foremost, what's up, Court? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you too, which is what I was about to say. I hope everybody had a great Christmas. New Year's is literally next Monday, the beginning of a brand new year. Dope intro. We appreciate you, Court. So before we get into our second annual year awards, outside of wrestling, what has been one of your memorable moments of the year?
Outside of wrestling?
Outside of wrestling. Side note, Bray passing away counts. I don't care what anybody says. I miss him.
Well, I'm saying it like I would think of it as I wouldn't do a negative moment as a memorable.
Hey man, listen, it's memorable. It could be negative, it could be positive, it could be anything.
Well, shit.
Well, for me, I for my job, I think some of you guys know, who's watching, that I'm a family therapist. So I just recently moved in October to the criminal justice side of therapy. So it's more so not just child welfare, but individuals who've had run-ins with police, whether it be incarceration or arrest or arraignment and stuff like that. So happy holidays, Sabrina. It's been rewarding so far. Like my own mental health has been way better, like since moving from child welfare to where I'm at now. Yeah, it's been very rewarding. Like I get to do the same work, but I also get to focus a lot more on me, which is very rewarding. So
For sure.
I guess celebrating 3 years on the pod is a great memory because I remember when we started and where we each were, and not necessarily that we knew that the pod would last 3 years, but also just we didn't know where our lives would be at this point. So just to see everybody still alive, still healthy, whether up or down, to see that we're all alive 3 years later, enduring what we endured through the pandemic, it's pretty cool. Will always be a moment for me every year.
Sure.
So
I don't really know how to really start this and what to say. It's hard. I would say if I had to compare this year, I always used to say before, 2020 was a hard year, but I think maybe this year alone was just the worst year I think that I've been through. Persevering. I don't want to really get much into detail. The ones that know what happened, that was been going on.
Yeah.
Outside of here, I think the only like upside was for me was like, obviously, I think I said it in one of my Instagram stories, I put a meme saying, like me walking out of a courthouse like that, like I'm flying. But I think that was just the one big like takeaway was in court, hearing that judge say, case dismissed, hearing that dismissal charge. It was just like, okay, like that was a big sigh of relief. But it's like looking back on the year, I lost a lot, lost a pet that was close to a best friend, and yet still maintained and push forward, still maintained a relationship that we've just made 2 years. So that's really just, I think like with that, hearing that dismissal and just making 2 years of my anniversary was just probably like the only upsides I think I could have to say for the year. But I would just say more or less it's like that gave me a lot of lessons to just say, I think I've been strong enough. I think for this past 3 years of this pod, I've been the strong friend, and I've proven enough to be strong. And I think going into now, I know that this is our last episode for the year. Going into the new year, I'm shifting gears and I'm shifting energies to just be happy. And that is going to start even after this episode. As you can see, there's actually a massive cleanup on my timeline. A lot of negativity I've seen. I've either muted or I've just got rid of it. I'm in order for me to maintain happiness and keep manifesting it and willing it, besides praying on it, I need to change. I knew I needed to change my algorithm. So my algorithm is now like I'm focusing more on just happiness. That's what I want to do for the new year. It's just to be happy. It's no more being strong. I've proven that enough. Y'all can have the strong. Y'all can have that strong title if you want. I just want to be happy. I'm getting back to that, to just being happy.
Good. And I mean, look, honestly, we obviously know the struggles you've been through. So I think I can speak for us when I say that's all we want for you. You know what I mean? So, because we all deserve to be happy. You know what I mean? There's been a lot for me personally. Um, Getting engaged is, obviously the first thing that pops in my head. Um, I that was something that I thought I would never do. So, and not because I didn't think I would find somebody, I just didn't want to. Um, you know, um, so I think that right there is obviously um the biggest memory for me this year. Um, and honestly, I think a lot of it is just I, I guess for me it's just personal growth. I think me having a lot of, especially recently, like within the last few days, I've had a lot of like one-to-one conversations with someone I consider a brother, my dad, an uncle of mine, and yeah, even my mom, and they've all kind of told me that I've become a much different person than I was a couple years ago. Um, you guys remember me during that really dark depression stage I was in, because it didn't do good for nobody. You know what I mean? Um, but I think I can say that I'm actually proud of who I am and who I'm becoming. Um, and shout out to baby girl for killing it in soccer. Like I never thought I'd be a soccer dad, but that little kid is crushing it in soccer. So shout out to her. That honestly, that's been a highlight too. Pardon me, excuse me. Um, but yeah, I think the first thing that comes to my mind is the engagement, and then like I said, man, it's just the growth, just the different having a different angle. I think really helped me mentally also. Um, I think just being able to put things on Front Street, like it's like you're an open book, but you're only given certain chapters. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not giving them the whole book, like because obviously, like you can't give everybody all of you. You can't just put everything out there like that. But I think a lot of the conversations that I've been able to have with a lot of different people about different subjects and just being able to reminisce just like we do on here about when we have our times talking about like old games or the 90s or the stuff we grew up with, excuse me, or music or anything. I think a lot of that has once again has really shaped me. So shout out to Rodney, shout out to our boy Joe. Um, you know, like I said, I think we've all really learned a lot about each other this year. Or even if it's not about each other, definitely about ourselves. Um, I think we've learned a lot about ourselves, whether it's been positive or negative. But just like US said, man, I think this coming year the focus is to be happy. I think the focus is to maintain happiness, is to maintain um what you consider your sanity, right? Because obviously it's different for everybody. And I think the before we continue or before we get into some of the comments, um, I think I just want to say that there's no such thing as normal. And with that being said, Austin, Texas has a saying. It's stay weird, and I don't think they mean stay weird like be a weirdo, like one like a creep or anything. But it's maintaining that uniqueness of yourself that makes you you. You know what I mean? So with that being said, man, look, love y'all, love the fans. Just thank you guys for always rocking with us. Um, I know I can speak for everybody when I say we really appreciate you guys. Um, but let's get to some of the comments. We already showed Randy talking shit. Um, we had Sabrina pop up. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Randy saying having y'all to watch and bounce fun ideas off y'all got me through a real bad time. Appreciate y'all. And brother man, shout out to Backstage Brawl. They're always showing love, so we appreciate you. Of course, saying get to hang out with you guys, my brothers, and the engagement. I don't know if that was my engagement she's talking about, but appreciate you. Um, oh, she said also breaking news. She's getting her own podcast, and it's about racing. Fire. That's cool as hell.
That's
Is it
different. That's different
NASCAR?
lane.
Yeah, is it NASCAR? Is it F1? Tell us what it is. She said
put
she's
that in
also
the comments.
yeah, definitely. She said she's also now social media manager for the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to the Bloodline Entertainment Network too. They're doing some real amazing work over there. That's the missus. So shout out to her for always having my back.
I want to throw this in there really quick. So, Courtney, I'm going to need you to educate me on racing because I know absolutely nothing about it. Like I have no idea.
Awesome.
Like to me is and this is 100% like I guess like for lack of a better term, a statement of ignorance because to me it just looks like a bunch of cars moving
Going in a circle
down the track. I know it's way more technical than that. Obviously, it's not easy to drive a car at the speeds that they're going, continuously for hours at that. Like,
right.
I don't know if it's like a sport I could ever get into, but it's also like I have respect for it. Like that shit is not easy. I know that much.
Nope.
But like I want to learn like some of the intricacies of racing. Like it's just it's like fascinating, honestly.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's that because my mom. Obviously, y'all know mom. She's been riding motorcycles forever, so I know the motorcycle aspect of things. And then she was into NASCAR. I'm actually named. I don't know if you've ever heard of the driver Richard Petty.
Kyle Petty? You're named after Kyle Petty, really?
I'm named okay, not because of his driving, but I was named Kyle because Richard, his dad, was my mom's favorite driver.
Okay.
So Kyle, and I think Kyle was also just the name that she really loved.
I used to watch NASCAR when I was a kid.
Yeah, I watched. My dad. I know Dad's favorite driver was, or is Kevin Harvick. Amazing driver.
You can't mention them and not mention the GOAT. You gotta mention the GOAT. No, Jeff Gordon, bro. That's the GOAT.
He's a Dale Earnhardt is, I think, considered to be the best racer of all time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Dale Earnhardt Senior or Junior?
It's a senior, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
The Intimidator.
Junior's dope too, though.
Yeah, Junior's dope.
But Jeff Gordon, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's like the guy that kind of almost made it like mainstream.
Yeah, well, that's the main reason I was watching was Jeff Gordon.
Racing, like brought it to Northerners, if I'm not
but Jeff is also a penis. Like he's an asshole. Like, and it's documented that he's a dick. like not only in his racing, but outside of racing. So
right.
Touchy subject with some people. But it's like you said, there is a lot of technicalities to it. Like, you're going over 200 miles an hour, regardless if it's a circular or an oval track or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's when you really get into it, it's crazy. It's nuts. So yeah, so she says she's covering NASCAR and F1.
Nice.
Randy said, "You damn Virgo."
You gotta teach him about the pit stop too. Pit stop's very important.
Yo, pit stops are great. The speed, and they just had the first. I don't remember what team she's a part of, but there's a young black woman that made history being the first
black pit stop worker.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Sabrina said, besides hitting 2 years with QS, Honestly, just being able to talk with my mom comfortably and bond more with my little people. And actually completing my classes to become a medical assistant. Well,
Oh,
congratulations.
congratulations.
That's awesome.
Love that for you. That's nice.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope as hell. Yeah, a tear almost came to my eye. I'm not even gonna hold you. Court said Kevin Harvick retired this year. Didn't know that. And Serena said my brother got her a Switch, so now she has a Switch Lite and a Switch.
I have a question.
Oh,
Does she have Mario Kart?
she Q, does she have Mario Kart?
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
I think they have Mario. I think she has Mario Kart. I know she has Fall Guys.
I have to listen now. I gotta. You see, I took my glasses off. I want you to be very mindful of this, ma'am. You're a wonderful lady. I'm glad that you're in the process of becoming a medical assistant. That's really awesome. I'm very happy for you. I'm incredibly happy that you've made 2 years with my learned colleague, one of my very best friends. But if you ever play Mario Kart, you see my gamer tag, stay away.
Stay away.
I know you don't know me. I don't know you that well. That's fine. I hope that changes in the future. You want to get to know me well and know me for the person that I truly am. You stay away. Don't do that.
Not you cutting a promo.
There's no friends in Mario
He's cutting a whole promo.
No friends in Mario Kart whatsoever.
Yo, facts though. Facts.
I've seen empires crumble. I'm ruthless. You know that now.
Well, if she plays Fall Guys, then we can all play Fall Guys.
You know this now. My grandmother was in front of me, and I had 3 red shells. I throw all 3 at her at the same time. I stand on business when I say that.
Relentless.
I don't.
Relentless.
I stand on business when I say that.
I refuse.
All I know is
absolutely
place.
That's terrible. Well, look, to me that just sounds like we have to set us up a game episode. It's been a while.
Night. We could do it.
We could do that too. It's been a while.
Mario Kart in a long time. Like I gotta get back on it. I'm talking like years. Actually, I ain't played Mario Kart.
Shit, I think I need to.
Still haven't played F-Zero 99, man.
Isn't that free?
Yeah, but for a limited time. Remember, they keep it out for a while and then they cancel it after a while. I mean, I think you could still play it even when they stop
but you can't
putting it on
download
the
it.
shop, but you can't download it, right?
What? I guess I gotta get this.
Oh,
back.
speaking of,
other game.
If you have Switch Online, if you have the online expansion, they actually have Mario Kart 64. They have all the old Mario parties. They have
they finally uploaded all of them?
Not all of them, but they have a majority of them. And then they have F-Zero 64 and stuff like that. So you can actually play all those games online.
Fair enough.
So that'll be fun when everybody gets a Switch.
Wait, so Q, does that mean you have a Switch to play now?
I do not have a Switch. I do not.
No. But do you have a Switch to play? That's different.
I mean, if it's allowed, yes, I have a Switch to play, but I do not have my own. I do not have my own Switch.
Pokemon, here we come.
Yes, that is the goal.
All right. Well, look. With that being said, wait. Do we have any? Oh, wait. Before we do, Court said, "See that." That's what I will teach y'all. So there you go, Stretch. There's your.
She said the pit stop has changed as well, so that's why she said she'll teach us what.
She said she does have Mario Kart and Super Mario Party.
All right.
She said she's nationally certified, so she could poke people. She's talking about medical assistant. Don't get nasty, people. And she says, "Sir, I train with my family all day." Yeah, said, that's fine. It's all fair in love and war. Just don't be mad when you get passed by my black shy guy. Wow.
She said,
Dr. You said Dr. Umar is about to go straight past you. That's crazy.
There it goes. There goes the
Oh
challenge.
wow.
That's
Don't even mention Dr.
crazy.
Umar's name on this podcast.
I thought he was your favorite. I'm sorry.
We don't need those problems, please. Like,
Yeah,
Dr. Umar, he's been making his rounds. Clearly, he's been
he
making.
might
his
pop
rounds
out
lately.
like
Yo,
Candyman.
he's been going in and not in a positive way.
we don't
Anyways,
need Dr. Umar mentioned on this show. Like the audacity to ask what Vanessa Bryant does with her
yo,
money.
Yeah, that was, I'm not gonna lie.
Don't
That was
make
only
for years
something
over
I
a
had,
school
like,
that's never going to open
that was
up.
a reach, dog. That was
he was dead wrong.
he reached more than any battle rapper I've ever seen, like ever.
No,
He was dead
and
wrong
the
for
thing,
that.
and what made it a reach is that at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter what Vanessa Bryant does with Kobe's money. It's her money. Like, and so you're saying like he should use that money to put into HBCUs. Kobe never went to college, so it's like I don't even know why that doesn't even correlate. He never went to college.
He
And
can't.
then at the same time, like Kobe when he was alive was already donating money to so many funds. He's one of the founding members of the African American History Museum. He's one of the founding members.
Yep.
He's donated money. He donated when he wanted to. Like you can't sit here and dictate and tell people what they should do with their money if you're not doing that with your money. Like you can't do it. That doesn't work.
I'm going to be that guy fully. I'm going to mention the elephant in the room when it comes to Dr. Umar. You cannot pocket watch or tell anybody what to do until you release what you've been doing with them funds you've been collecting.
Talk about it.
Don't tell
Talk
me
about it.
about nobody else.
Release the receipts.
You tell me what you doing with yours.
Talk about it. If they can get Trump on that shit, they can get your bum ass.
I don't want to hear a damn thing from Dr. Umar. Do you know how many things have happened over the years that we thought would never happen, and that school still ain't open up?
Yep.
We've been through a pandemic. We got a vaccine for the NBA's all-time leading scoring record is broken since that school. That school still ain't open. Like, I don't want to hear nothing from Dr. Umar until them doors open and there's a teacher inside that building. I don't want to hear shit.
For real. That ass. Man, listen, there's
Look, man, there's a lot going on. You got Umar over here wilding. You got TD Jakes in the fucking bundle. You got Diddy over here.
Not in the bundle.
Diddy over here. Diddy's over here, like getting investments left and right.
You know what?
Anymore. I can't even pull that out. I gotta go put it in the box.
Shout out to Chris Taliaferro, boys.
Yeah, word.
Those AI pictures of TD Jakes is not.
If you've never heard the name Chris Taliaferro or whatever, please subscribe to his YouTube channel. Number one, things you don't see every day with Chris Taliaferro. He's a great friend of the show. Number two, do not fuck with that man at all.
Yo, for real.
His meme game is on. You're never gonna out meme the man. It's impossible.
Yeah, there's no way.
I thought I had a meme for everything. He's got me beat by 10 miles. There's no beating the man. Don't fuck with him. When you see him in the street, be nice to him, shake his hand, tell him you hope he do well. You get on his bad side, it's over for you.
He ain't wrong.
We still on Umar?
Wrong. No. He's talking about Chris.
No, we're on TD. We're talking about TD Jakes right now.
Oh Lord.
You know, TD Jakes.
You think TD was like take that? Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways,
sir.
What?
You gotta wait till next month for that list. That's all I'm saying.
That is a big what if, because you know the Jeffrey Epstein list is coming out, so we all. But you know, there's a lot of they've already said a lot of people are gonna is actually putting their name to be redacted, so we're probably not gonna get the full list, but we're gonna get some names. It is what it is. It's like we're just living a Law and Order SVU episode right now.
Yo, for real. Seriously.
I'm just waiting for Olivia Benson. Like, yo, Olivia Benson, just clock in. I'm just waiting for her to clock in and be like, yeah, round everybody up. Because clearly this while 2023 was a horrible year, it looks like 2024 might be the year we about to find everything out. Everything's coming out.
Yo, seriously.
Sidebar, it's kind of crazy that Law and Order did debut the new season tonight. So I'm just saying, it's ready.
Right.
Yeah, SVU and organized crime is on tonight.
That means the missus ain't gonna watch the show, watch our show for much longer.
There it goes. Wow. But yeah,
reminds me of a great quote by Pastor T.D. Jakes that I'm reminded of. Blessed be the power bottoms, ladies and gentlemen, for they shall inherit the earth.
Christ. Oh, not me saying Jesus Christ after that. Damn.
Pretty sure he said it a couple of times too. I'm running with that rumor.
Sir.
I don't care if it's true or not.
He said, "Oh,
all right,
Lord."
all right, all
You
right,
know,
all right.
no, it's just like you can't. You gotta run these jokes with because the Jakes family, it's like one after the other. You got the wife over here kidnapping babies. You got the
What?
fucking son. Oh yeah, you got the son over here acting a fool.
I
And
got
now we
it.
got TD Jakes himself.
Yo,
It's a rabbit hole. It's a rabbit hole.
Well, you
What
gotta,
is
I'm telling you,
happening?
if you go down the rabbit hole, you just do it. No, man. I don't know. January 18th.
Oh, no.
I don't
Typical
know.
January
We good.
18th, not tonight.
Because if we go and throw an episode on January 18th and all this gets unveiled, we might not even have a podcast anymore. They might just take us out. Like,
Bro, we might not have a podcast. We're not
going.
going. We're not even going to be allowed online.
Next thing you know,
If we
you just
get
go. You start talking, you just gonna see this. That's it.
If we get a cease and desist from TD Jakes, it's my fault. I'm letting you know that now.
Fucking go.
If we get a cease and desist from TD Jakes, it's my fault.
C&D,
I raise my hand. That's on me. That's on me.
Yeah.
This episode does not air past this point. It's because of TD Jakes. It's because of me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's such thing as editing. It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll I'm not editing shit.
We'll
leave
just
this
put
all
this
in
in the
here.
vault. This will be in the vault.
Nope.
know-
This is gonna be out in public. It's too
Like,
late. We already
There's all
had people
types
see
of
this
jokes
shit.
like running through my head. Please move on.
That's
from
why I'm
this
trying
topic.
not
I can do
to.
this all day. I can do this all night. Like, please move on from the topic.
Okay.
Yo,
We will not have a show if this topic
Wait, hold on,
continues.
hold on,
Please
hold
move on from this.
Yeah,
Wait, time
I'll
out real
make
quick.
sure we ain't got a show if we keep this up.
Who's the kid? Who's the kid? Yo, who's the dude that was talking about? What's his name? Christian something?
Oh God,
Oh,
no.
we don't
Wait,
know.
what's the last name?
No.
Like, yo, we losing all our.
Wait, hold on. You think he walked by TD Jakes and TD was like, well,
Probably once or twice.
Okay, ladies and gents.
I know
he said once or twice.
Y'all know TD Jakes got 11 commandments, right? You ain't, 11, you ain't never heard the 11th commandment?
Oh man,
Thou shalt not clench.
thou shalt not.
Yo,
Lord.
We're not.
Have you ever
has
been-
nothing to do with this
Wow.
apparently.
Yeah, we're not getting picked up. Yeah, we're not gonna get picked up. I mean, I'll tell you though, no, we don't even gotta worry about it because TD Jakes, he's probably never gonna see this shit. He's never gonna see this.
When TD Jakes see this, yo, I apologize.
As long as he
TD
doesn't,
Jakes.
as long as he doesn't
All right,
know
yo,
my
all
uncle,
right, all right.
my uncle
It's-
is, I'm good.
It's
I'm
9:00. But let's
Yeah,
get
all
to the
right,
show.
Let's,
Okay.
let's move on to the
This is
awards
the show.
portion of the show.
Oh, okay.
We do the awards next week. No,
Please put that comment up. No. Put that comment
which
up.
one? Wait, I got
The
you.
one
I
that
got
just
you. I got
popped
you.
up.
Ah!
Oh my God.
Yo, shout out to Grum. This gentleman, ladies and gentlemen, this is another brother who, well, he's like 7.8% brother. But he has an amazing YouTube showcasing Pokemon Showdown. He has a league coming up soon, which I am part of, which I'm really excited about. Shout out to the New York Cosmic. But right, no, definitely spiritually. He's spiritually black. Oh, too soon.
Yeah.
But shout out to Grum, man. I actually went to MLW with him in Philly. Man, shout out. He's a real one. But with that being said, let us get to what we were supposed to get to today, which is the second annual Four Corners of Commentary year-end awards. So we don't have so we don't have as many topics as we did last year, and we're switching things up a little. We had mad topics last year.
Did we?
So we're actually just gonna give individuals instead of coming to a collective choice of each category. Right. So, oh man, I just realized my notes are on my phone.
I
Let me just.
remember the PowerPoint, but I don't remember
Yeah, there was a lot.
the
I
There
mean,
was a
numbers.
last year,
lot
yeah,
happening.
last year we were trying to be extra with it, doing PowerPoint presentations, thinking that
Right.
we were in college, thinking we were in college again. Trying to think we still had it this year because
I mean,
it was
we.
a hard. We ain't doing it this year. Yeah, it's not
Yeah, nah,
happening.
nah. Yeah, nah. This
To
year was
be
quiet.
fair, we did that in a week's time. So to be fair,
We did it.
That's
We
true
did.
that
too.
We did. We did.
That's true
That was
too.
true. But
so
I ain't got the patience for that.
talk about it was out of the budget. So with that being said, um, first and foremost, once again, when it comes to the year in wrestling, man, there was a lot. Once again, it's like everything, right? There's a lot of ups, lots of downs, but there were some amazing things that happened this year in wrestling.
mhm.
So we're gonna start with most improved wrestler.
Hmm.
That being said, obviously, from the beginning of the year to now, it's the wrestler who we feel has obviously improved the most in a calendar year. Y'all want me to start?
Sure.
All right. Mine is very easy. I've been praising this kid since last year, actually. My pick is Dominic Mysterio. Dominic held the North American title for quite some time.
Twice.
Um, uh, he has been phenomenal. His growth as a wrestler has been incredible. He's had some amazing matches with Seth Rollins, with Dragon Lee. Look, honestly, let's be honest. The list can go on and on and on. But Dominic, when it comes to his ring presence, when it comes to his knowledge of wrestling, I believe Mark Henry was the one who said that for his age, he should not be as intuitive as he is. So my pick is Dominic Mysterio, man. Shout out to Dirty Dom. Can't wait to see what he does next year.
Anybody else want to go before I go?
Okay.
I'll go next.
Yeah.
I'll go next. Well, Dom is my choice, number one. I think they did a really smart thing of just like, for most of the time he's been with Judgment Day, he's just been outside watching, like
Hmm.
what to do, right? Like he's been outside watching and basically learning how to be a manager, essentially, and a mouthpiece before, getting in the ring. And he's much improved in the ring. But I do have two other honorable mentions that, I think that you guys are. Do one? Okay, perfect. I think you also have to mention Trick Williams from NXT. Trick is
Absolutely.
really improved in the ring from the time he's gotten to NXT to where he is now. He is light years better.
Yeah, for sure.
From a wrestling standpoint, he's always had like this charisma about him and everything. But I think from a wrestling standpoint, he's found the groove and he's killing it. Like he's only going to go but up. I think to me, like they have a really big, like potential breakout star in Trick Williams.
Yeah, definitely. Real quick before we go to QS, if we're picking one outside, or honorable mention, mine is Sky Blue.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
This
say.
year for Sky Blue has been incredible, not just because of her current turn, but when it comes to household names, she's been one of the highlights of the women's division in AEW. So shout out to Sky Blue. Q?
My pick was going to be Trick Williams, but I mean, being that y'all guys already talked
Nah,
about him.
that's still your pick.
No,
That's
I mean
fine.
Trick is
was the
cool.
one that I
Like,
really wanted to do.
like again, Trick is literally vastly improved. He's the most improved. Everybody thought that he was just going to be a manager, but he had the look. He always had the look of a star, and this time he just embraced it, and it just went. It's gone along the way, and it just works. But I would have to say, if anything, the most improved wrestler to me, I think people don't have clearly must have forgot her in the wayside, but she's the current TBS champion. Is Julia Hart.
Yeah,
Julia Hart.
absolutely.
I would say Julia Hart is probably the most improved because again, Julia Hart is from being a valet, from being a manager, being like, you know, everyone would think like she was dog shit, but it just the character, everything, it works. It works.
Yeah.
The character is vastly improved. The story with Julia Hart, it's literally going, it's going, it shows continuity. You've seen it. She's turned Sky Blue. It's all gradually has changed over time. She almost turned Willow Nightingale. Willow overcame the mist, but it all just works. It works. The supernatural character with Julia Hart, it just works. Even she's ended up being the standalone star of the House of Black. She's literally the standalone. Obviously, as you can see, House of Black, you have the likes of Malachi Black, Brody King, Buddy Matthews there, literally sitting there as, you know, they're all studs and they're all right, but she is literally the breakout. She's literally most improved.
Yeah,
like she's the one that like everybody was like, oh, okay, yeah, I could rock with her. So I'll go with Julia Hart.
Definitely. Strike.
Who would I say?
You didn't pick this beforehand?
I mean, everybody said I literally had Trick's theme song queued up because I was ready to choose Trick Williams.
So play that
no,
shit.
I'm not. I was playing it. It just didn't go through the mic. I have to redo and think, but let me see. Who can I say? I'll pick somebody from WWE. I don't want to say Mello because Mello's always been good. I would say Chad Gable has probably been my most improved wrestler of the year. Not because we knew his talent. We knew his talent in terms of his wrestling ability, but to the level and the extent that he's been at this year, even to his cool off period, he's still been wrestling like a madman. So I think to go from who was it? What did we used to call him? Shorty G. Going from Shorty G to the Alpha Academy, and then from going to the Alpha Academy to actually, you know, getting the push that he well deserved for the year, even though it was for maybe a few months. I think he's definitely most improved of the roster that they've had so far.
Definitely. So this is what I would like to do too to anybody who's watching. First and foremost, if you are watching on X, formerly known as Twitter, when you write your comments under the show, we can actually see them and put them up now. So if you're watching on X, please feel free to comment. Also, if you are watching on Facebook and you would like for us to at least know who it is, you can either click the link to make sure that your name shows so we see, or if you comment, just put your name next to it so that we know that it's you. YouTube, that's self-explanatory. But and also, please put your opinions. We want to know who you think is the most improved wrestler, and continue to put out who else you feel is the winners, or how you feel of said topics. Cool. So with that being said, next is moment of the year. Moment of the year can be from anything. It could be wrestling. It could be like the actual wrestling. It could be a promo. It could be it's literally just a specific moment of the year. So Stretch, why don't we start with you, bro?
Moment of the year. Moment of the year. That is such a tough one. I would say the moment of the year. I hate to dwell on bad publicity, but I would say CM Punk's year, essentially, from
Yeah.
where he started, from where he started to where he ended up. I don't think anybody expected him to re-debut for the WWE at Survivor
Yes.
Series. I guess like if I had to pick one singular thing, it would be that. But like just looking at the entire arc from his year, to being injured, to coming back, literally wrestling the opening match of AEW's biggest show of all time, to getting in a backstage altercation at the same show, to getting fired, to now showing up in WWE. It's surreal. Like, I don't think anybody had that on their bingo card for the year. So I would pick that.
For sure. Also, ladies and gentlemen, your comments, we will get to them after the four of us say our picks. So I'll make sure to get to them. I promise. First and foremost, I will say what up to Jermaine. Was good, bro. Shout out to Susio Sports. They're out here crushing it. Q, you got a moment? You want me to go? Or Strike, one of y'all.
If we had to say a moment, this moment is unfortunately, I would say, is more somber, but I think it was a big moment because it did bring the whole entire community together, and that's something that you don't see in a very long time, especially when you see all the fandoms basically going back and forth, basically always throwing shots and hating each other. It would have to be the tribute for Bray Wyatt, formerly known as Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, and Terry Funk.
Great choice.
Obviously, in that moment, honestly, just losing both of those individuals literally in the same week, and obviously, it hit even harder when everyone found out, that Wyndham, also known as Bray, had passed. That was just I think the last time again that we felt that type of pain was when Eddie Guerrero passed away. So it was like to see it in this moment and then this time, and like see how so many kids were like affected. So many kids were were crying, not even just kids, but grown men, grown women, like so many, everyone was just literally mourning this man. It's a good touch to see, to see all companies from all around did their own tribute in their own way to him. It was, obviously, when CM Punk was still in AEW, when he was on Collision, he gave his own basically his own tribute, saying tribute to Terry Funk, because that was one of the men that influenced him to be a wrestler. But to see how the WWE basically they did it right with Wyndham. They did it right, and they're still doing it right. Having his merch on the stands and basically saying, all the proceeds of whoever buys his merch, it goes directly to the family, to the kids. I think like that is such a good. That's literally, they do it right by him. They even have Bray on a legacy contract. They have for seems like for now until like forever. I don't know. I don't want to go and say it's forevermore, but it looks like as right now they have it on the legacy contract. So however many people go and buy those T-shirts, so buy the merch from off the site, it's obviously WWE's not making no profit off of him. It's just going strictly to the family. So even after the show is over, if you want to go, you should go. Any one of you guys, if you got paid already, just go buy yourself a Bray shirt. Obviously, wear it for his honor. A man that was a man that was gone too soon. Again, it still feels surreal that we are living in this world without seeing the culmination of whatever the story that Bray Wyatt was trying to tell us. It sucks that we're never going to get that. Hopefully, maybe if anyone pays attention to his brother, if anyone pays attention, maybe we get to see Uncle Howdy again. Maybe we get to see what happens next with the Wyatt Six, hopefully one day. But as of right now, it just still feels surreal. We all love Bray. We all missed him. We missed his mind. We miss the storytelling. But it's just good. I think like that was just a good moment to see that tribute and see how much the company did right. all I can say is like about 5 years ago, you would have never saw like a tribute like this. So I think in this new era, in this new regime, it goes to show like good people deserve to be deserve to be remembered fairly, and that was a good moment for me.
And Q, to add to your point too, real quick, it not just WWE, but companies around the world. I think that was the biggest impact. It was no pun intended, but it was impact. It was AEW, it was AAA, it was New Japan. You know, his all of us losing, somebody like Bray, and obviously, right, like we're just fans, you know what I mean? But just to see how much he meant to the wrestling industry, period, was such an amazing moment. Um Strike, moment of the year.
Yes. Well, it won't be a moment if I don't talk about the reign of our WWE Intercontinental Champion, the Ring General.
We were breaking
Gunther.
records.
Yes, the true number one, Gunther.
It's not.
That if you want to speak of a champion, if you want to speak of somebody who elevates everybody that he comes into contact with, that is a true champion, ladies and gentlemen. Not only is it, I wouldn't say, promo wise, it needs to be there, but when I say he's facing everybody from the smallest of competition to the biggest of competition, and he's bringing out everybody's best suit. He had some, I wouldn't say phenomenal matches with The Miz, because The Miz can only do so much. But
whoa. Those matches were great.
I think he proved.
But I wouldn't call that, if I was to call it as I call it, which is straight, The Miz's matches were the worst matches of his entire reign. I will be very honest with you. I think he's had better matches across his whole reign than the Miz match. And I'm not taking shots at the Miz necessarily, but I'm saying in terms of elevation, in terms of the competition and the spirit he's brought out of everybody he's faced, the Miz was not completely the best showing of that. Compared to
I was gonna say the second Miz match they had, I think that was probably the better one.
That was
probably the best match.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
Was the better one. That's the best match. That's probably the best match of Miz's entire career. And I get it. I get it. I do get it. I understand. Actually, rightfully so. Everybody should be trashing on the Miz because the Miz sucks. It sucks. It's very true. I'm not taking it away. But you're not going to defend the Miz on this show today. You're not doing that.
I'm just saying the man has the career he has. Like
he has the career. He has the career
by playing it safe.
You're right. He has the
playing it safe is not a bad thing, though.
But I'm saying in the sense of,
and he's elevated the IC title.
We get that. He's not a honky tonk man by any means.
No. First off, the honky tonk man was a joke champion to begin with.
But I'm saying in the
thing
sense
that we will ultimately thank Gunther for is that he stopped the Miz from tying that record with the true goat of the IC champions. That's a record that does not need to be broken anytime soon. So that's why I said it's actually good that it happened. That's happened this way, because if the Miz ended up being a 9-time Intercontinental Champion, hell probably would have froze over, because now it's just now we have to sit there and keep on clamoring and hoping to Jericho to come back. Like, Jericho, you got to come back. You got to bring the record. There's no way.
Technically, yeah. Well, people don't like to live on technicalities. Technically, Jericho is a 10-time Intercontinental Champion just because of his reign in New Japan to begin with. So it is what it is.
Very true.
But no, Gunther, that's a great pick.
Yeah.
For me, it has to be Bad Bunny's entrance. Bad Bunny has the greatest entrance. He might have top 5 entrances of all time.
He does.
Yeah, the whole shebang. Nobody
does. Like
has come
you
out
can't have
to a damn concert.
you have the whole for you to have the whole entire country of Puerto Rico literally singing your song. It's just like, yeah, that's why I say nobody's beating the WWE when it comes to marketing. Nobody's beating this fucking company when it comes to that. Like,
no way.
They got too much. They got too much money. They got too much money in the tank in the bank to just roll out like
Listen,
yo, bring Bridge truck.
Look, I'm gonna keep it a stack. I've never gone out my way to listen to a Bad Bunny song. When I tell you I was bumping Chambada OD in the car, to where my daughter's singing it, the missus is singing it.
I was saying, like, aren't you Puerto Rican? To me, you just I'm telling me like,
yeah, but bro, I'm a New Yorker. I don't speak Spanish. You know how that go. You know how that is.
Like, that should be already like a given. Like these just like.
Yeah, see, look about that.
But I do. I agree with you though. No, I do. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. It's like with Bad Bunny having that entrance, that was just like that was a definitely moment of the year. No matter what, nothing's topping that. They can bring any other celebrity guest as much as they want. The only person that's gonna like top that was not even on second thought, no, it can't even top that. I was gonna try to say maybe Ray would have came out with dog with nothing but a G thing, but that's just not even that. Like that moment can't even top that.
Honestly, the only one of the only other entrances that's even close to it was Dom's entrance, because Dom's entrance at Mania was insane. But it still was nowhere near Bad Bunny. Like Bad Bunny like I said, Bad Bunny probably has one of the top 5 entrances of all time. But yeah, that's my moment. La 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 la. Sorry.
Moments in the comments.
Yeah, I'm about to get there right now. So first off, once again, shout out to Jermaine. Tiff said Punk's return to the WWE. We were just talking about Chris. This is definitely Chris talking. He said Bray's passing still doesn't feel real. My son and I was just having that conversation. Wyndham's passing really should serve as a reminder for us all to take care of ourselves and our health. That has to come first. Absolutely. Carbon Steel said, "What up, Key West?"
Right.
And Tiff said, "I mean, I don't listen to Bad Bunny either, and she's but Boricua all day."
Let me go back to Carbon real quick because I wanted to say this real quick. You already know what's up, Carbon. Now I'm just gonna say this. This is Sabrina's nephew.
Okay.
I'm if I can only tell y'all guys to see a new generation of wrestling fans that has just as much knowledge, that has just as much. He has just as much knowledge. He has just as much. He's much of a fan. He was there for CM Punk when he just returned at MSG. He was there. Like, just listen. I literally just with him on Christmas and just listening to him, like we're just going back and forth, just talking about wrestling, the whole state of wrestling today. And it actually gave me a new bit of hope to be like, all right, yeah, like this, like reinvigorated the feeling there. Like the feeling came back for a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, like for a while, I was just sitting there, just like felt like I was just watching wrestling like it was a job. But now it just was like, oh, okay, like the passion is there. It really is there. Like to hear how he's saying, like there because where he lives, under 20. He's under 20. He's literally like under 20, 15? And he's literally yes, teenager.
Oh, okay, all right. You know, you gotta put it in perspective for people.
But believe it or not, where he's from, he's over there like where they have OVW. Like he's there. Yeah, like so it's like he's there. He knows about it. OVW, GCW, MLW. He literally knows about all the different promotions.
He's a universal wrestling fan.
Look at that. Yeah, I was just like, oh man, this is dope. It was dope, and he's just going back and forth, just whipping it off. So it's just like, and it just reinvigorated the feeling. So I'll just say, yo, shout outs to you, Alex. You did like restore the feeling for me, and you did give me hope into the new generation to say like, all right, you guys aren't like really lost. You guys actually know your stuff, and it's good that you know your stuff. I would say continue, just keep enjoying being a fan, keep enjoying being a wrestling fan. This is we both said it. this is really the golden era of wrestling right now.
Yeah,
what
for
we're
sure.
what we're in, this is the true golden era. Now what we was dealing with Hogan. Now what we was dealing with the new generation.
Well,
and
that
now
was the
with
Silver
Attitude Era.
Age. Yeah, that's like Silver Age comics, like back then.
This right here. This is a golden era because we're just seeing there's just so much good wrestling all around. So let's just continue being a fan. And thank you even for watching us. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for popping in, just watching us. This is dope.
For sure.
Well, one day I'm gonna get you on the show. One day I'm gonna get you on the show. Just man, I'm gonna make you just shoot off and have you go back and forth with Stretch. This is going.
Yo, Q, it was crazy. You literally pulled that thought out of my head.
He's a young wrestling savant. He's a young wrestling savant. So I'm just saying
That's
it.
nice.
I'm like,
You
Man, we gotta do this.
I
We
was
gotta make
just
this happen
thinking to
next
myself, you know, now that your aunt has a Switch, you stay away too. You know what I mean? I think it's fantastic. You're a young wrestling fan, and you know what? You know, the way the boys describe you reminds me of myself when I was starting out watching wrestling. You know, I used to love Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect, Shawn Michaels, and stuff like that. But when it comes to Nintendo, that's no zone, son. Stay away.
I can't.
Stay outgrown for women.
yeah.
Continue.
Sorry. So with that being said, with the threats,
I don't know why I'm
warning. Let's get to the next topic. Next topic is best match of the year. So look, man, there's a ton of matches every year. We already know this. You're also talking to four men who watch wrestling from different places, different companies, different states, cities, countries. Hell, if they had wrestling on fucking Mars or the moon, we'd probably be tuning into that shit. There's been a lot of talk about what was the best match of the year when it comes to 2023. Man, Strike, why don't you start us off with that one?
Well, I do want to mention a Will Ospreay match. I might just watch the one that's on. I might just mention the one that's on TV right now. Match of the year.
Wants to come back?
Yeah, come back to me because I might have an idea, but it's definitely involving either Will Ospreay or Gunther. Definitely gonna.
Got you. Q, you want to start us off?
It sucks because this was either going to be one or the other between me two. I want to just say if Stryker is probably going to go with a Will Ospreay match, I probably know which one it is. I would probably say the best triple threat match of this year is probably between Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre.
Absolutely.
That was by far that was a goddamn classic. I don't give a damn what anybody has to say. That was real graps. It was just nothing but pure violence. Three soon to be future Hall of Famers, three soon to be legends, just beating the living shit out of each other. Obviously for the IC title, and Gunther showed out in such an amazing fashion. This is why, like, I low-key say that Gunther should have been the wrestler of the year. I think a lot of these publications, they were giving, wrestler of the year to like either Cody or they giving it to MJF. They should have gave it to Gunther because Gunther was literally he every match he had was a 5-star match. Well, I would say it was close to a 5-star match. But that triple threat match, that was probably the greatest triple threat match of all time. There is no other triple threat match that's topping that. None. I
don't know. I feel like I have two in my head right now that could debate it, but we'll talk about that a different time.
On a living, but right now for WrestleMania, that was
yeah. If it's specifically WrestleMania, yeah, that's the best.
Yeah, for a show of all shows, like that was it. That was it. But I'll go with that. That was the match for me, best match of the year.
I guess for me, For me, um, it was really difficult because I was trying to decide from what company I want. We're gonna get to them after. I saw it. For me, it was trying to pick from which company.
He's on everything.
So I'm gonna go Swerve Hangman.
He got you. He may got your number. he may got you. He may have you.
I'm gonna go with Swerve and Hangman at Full Gear.
Oh yeah,
took my pick.
That
it
was literally
the Texas Death match ever.
Oh yeah, and it's crazy because
Suck it, Mox.
like people was just saying that. Jeez, people was just saying, like the match between MJF and Bryan Danielson was up there, but
the Iron Man match,
yeah. But these two, man, like they built the story right. They went into it right. They did everything they possibly could to each other. I'm happy that they didn't have the black man hanging across the ring, because that would have been really bad. That would have been really bad. PR would
catastrophic.
But look, man, I think the feud, like outside of, regardless, and I had some reservations picking this match. And then I thought to myself, I don't care what other people think. And I mean fans. Swerve says what he says. It is what it is. That doesn't excuse his talent. It doesn't take away from the things that he does in the ring. Swerve.
Separate the artist from the wrestler is what Mr. Marvel was
like Swerve and Hangman did the damn thing. And I don't think I can give that match enough praise. I do have a runner-up, and it is with AEW. My runner-up was MJF Madam Cole at All In for storyline purposes.
Okay. Well, we do have a segment for storylines, so maybe
but even then, that wasn't. I thought about it for that, but I didn't want to include it for that because I think there's a obvious one.
Greater storyline. Okay.
I think
for me now. Well, I think Stretch said you picked his pick, but my pick was actually mentioned in the comments, and yes, it most definitely is Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega for the US for the title. I think honestly,
one or two.
Which one?
One or two.
Well, technically 2 or 3.
I think which one was it? Because
there was the Wrestle Kingdom one, and then there's the AEW one.
No, the AEW one. The AEW one.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
The AEW one. Oh my God, I cannot.
The Wrestle Kingdom one was crazy too.
Yeah,
I cannot say it enough. Like that match gave me chills, and I was watching that start to finish. Loved every second of it. Will Ospreay literally has been top 3 wrestlers for me for the past couple of years, and he's
absolutely
been elevating himself literally every year. So
I see what you did there.
Here,
I see what you did there.
Love the theme song anyway, so I would definitely mention that. But for me, just to see him actually, back 100%, back mentally where he wants to be, even though he's signed with AEW, he gets to do all the crazy stuff that he wants to do match-wise and, fight different opponents. I think that was his demon. That was the match that he needed to have. So, hold on a second.
We get into
it. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, like literally, I can't say it enough. If it was for the Gunther match, I would probably have said him versus I believe it was Drew. Was it Drew or was it Bronson?
Which one?
Not the triple threat. They definitely had a single.
The one after that was Sheamus. The one directly after that was Sheamus. Was him and Sheamus.
Okay. So
and then I think he had a match with
Drew
maybe the month after that or something like that.
I think it was him and Drew, and then him and Bronson. I think happened last month, if I remember correctly.
That
and
match
Bronson
was
was a
crazy.
fucking amazing match.
good.
That was an amazing.
That match was crazy.
But that's why I say when I praise Gunther, you have to realize it is hard to be a big man, and to be a big man with his strength, his agility, his size, and to make a match with anybody.
Yeah.
And then to finally get the match with the big guy that we wanted, not saying that specifically Bronson Reed, but to finally see him with a big guy and have the matches that he's having, it is ridiculous to say that this man does not win this title off of Roman Reigns. It is absolutely ridiculous if you don't think he's going to win that title.
All right. Stretch.
He's got to be in contention.
There's a couple matches. You know, I was going to say the Texas Death Match, but I think I got one match that stands out to me as far as like the storytelling. Maybe not of an arc or something like that, but just of the match itself. And I think MJF versus Bryan Danielson, the Iron Man match. That story is, to me, I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself when saying this. That's one of the best Iron Man matches, I think, bar none, regardless of the era. Like that match holds up, whether it's the 90s, early 2000s, the 2010s to now. I think the story that they told was absolutely, from top to bottom of that match, fantastic. I thought it was phenomenal, and it's a testament. Number one, I think that a lot of people that night respected the wrestler that MJF is.
Absolutely.
You know, we all focus like on his character and how he stays in character even outside of the show, and we all focus on his character work. But he can wrestle. He can go with the best of them, and that night solidified it. And Bryan Danielson, I think, is the most outstanding wrestler of his generation, without question. I stand on 10 toes down when I say that. He can work with anybody. I think that he can bring the best out of anybody, whether it be on the mic, whether it be, in a wrestling ring. I think he's absolutely fantastic.
He could be top 3 worker of all time.
I think so, when it's all said and done. But if I to give an honorable mention and to give some ladies the spotlight, as far as women's wrestling is concerned, Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania was a damn good match.
Yeah, absolutely.
Damn good match. Athletic display.
Could have been the main event.
That was the show stealer match of the whole thing.
A lot of people,
the main event.
I think that a lot of people walked out more than pleasantly surprised because the build, I don't think the build was that good.
No, it wasn't.
The actual match itself from top to bottom was fantastic. And just to throw out another one, Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
WrestleMania. As far as the story.
Storyline
arc, that brought it home. As far as the bloodline and Sami Zayn and stuff like that was great.
Yeah. Can I there's one more. Actually, there's 2 more, and I'm just going to mention it. I won't go into detail. One is Athena versus Willow at Death Before Dishonor, ROH. Must see match. The other one is a tie between Sammy and Roman and Jay and Roman. You know what? I'm gonna take the Jay and Roman back, and I'm gonna do the tag match.
Take Jay and Roman
bloodline match.
Take Jay and
Civil
Roman
War
out.
bloodline match, because the story. Because once again, with storytelling during the match, the Civil War match was better than the Jay and Roman match. In my opinion.
You could also put Cody versus Roman as well, regardless of.
I was thinking that too.
Regardless of the finish, it actually was. You could go back and watch it. It's like that was actually a pretty damn great match. That was probably one of Roman's best matches. That's one of Roman's best matches.
And that's why I started. That's why I started this by saying there were so many amazing matches this year.
Yeah,
like they're written, and granted, there's a lot of amazing matches every year, but something about 2023 stood out more than any other year, in my opinion. So talking about storylines within wrestling matches, let's talk about storylines in general. Best storyline of the year, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching this show, you know what a wrestling storyline is, but essentially, it's the story that tells the story. So I don't know, man. Who wants to start?
Let's all get it out of the
I
way.
would-
Come on, throw it up.
No,
Yeah, he's
Bro, the
he's
best storyline
just
is the
reluctantly
bloodline. There's no disputing that.
I
Mm,
think I just feel like I think with this current chapter of the bloodline, it's more like a filler.
Well, you know what?
I think
Okay,
we're
I
in
think
the
that's
filler.
fair.
Yeah, we're in
After
the filler.
Jay
We're in the
or
filler.
after LA Knight?
After Jay, it's
Yeah,
it's
I think
filler
that's fair.
after that. Yeah, it's just filler. It's like, and it makes, and the reason why it becomes filler, it's not really on the fault of Roman, because again, can't really hate Roman. It's his contract. He's the one that got to finesse the whole company to be able to show up
deserves
6 times show up 6 times a year and just not give a fuck. But it's more or less. I feel like it's for the rest of the people that's encapsulated with the bloodline, like Solo, Jimmy. They can't carry this. They really can't. It's Jimmy. Jimmy's clearly just he's not the brother with the more charisma. He's funny, but he doesn't have the charisma like his brother.
right.
And Solo's just Solo is like,
Solo is the charisma.
no, he's not.
Well,
Solo is like the Dollar Tree is our Dollar Tree Umaga, and we just gonna go with him because we got love for him.
well,
Yeah, we just
okay.
gotta keep it a buck.
I'm going to dispute you for a second, only because I disagree with the fact that Jimmy, the claim of Jimmy not having the charisma, because if he didn't, he wouldn't be able to pull off the shit that he's pulling off now. In my opinion, because that's like Santino. If Santino didn't have the charisma that he had, he wouldn't be able to be the character that he was.
But
You
that's
get what
the
I'm
thing.
saying?
It's that's what I'm saying. You say he wouldn't be able to pull it off. He's not. He's not pulling it off. Like, Jimmy's not believable. Like, nothing that Jimmy is doing in any of these bloodline segments is even believable. Not.
But that's the point. But that's the whole point.
That's-
The whole point is that he's
no,
supposed to be silly.
That's not. It's not even silly. It's just like, bro. Like, I don't believe you. I just don't believe you. It's just like, Jimmy, why are you here? That's really what I feel. That's just to me how I feel like. Why are you here?
Wait,
Well, they're
real
treating
quick
him
before we
like
keep-
the jester.
Yeah, real quick before we
Truthfully.
get going. I never got to the comments and I apologize. Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega has to be up there.
Definitely.
Also,
yeah, we
Shingo versus Aaron Hanare at Road to Sakura
Have to watch
Genesis,
it.
which was
Come on now. Come on now.
And you know,
Tell me,
Takagi's up
Stretch.
there for me too.
Stretch, you might got some power competition, brother. I don't know.
Man, listen,
Come on,
we're gonna
man.
get him on the show. We're gonna get him first. How about I make a deal? First quarter of the show, we'll make sure to get him on. First quarter of the year, we'll make sure to get him on.
You gotta get him on the
We'll
show.
make sure to get him on. But back to storyline of the year. Look, man. I'll give that to you when it comes to the filler aspect of it.
If I had to say
but
storyline of the year,
for me, it's the entertainment aspect of it. So instead of like Bloodline was my pick, but
Right.
my honorary mention is MJF and Adam Cole.
Better Than You, baby. That was funny. They are funny.
It was funny. It was entertaining.
Yeah,
They
right.
made it work. It became believable. All of us thought, one was going to turn on the other. They ended up not doing it. We don't know what's going to happen in the future because that's next year. But the sad part is obviously we know Adam Cole got hurt. But the whole thing, man, from them feuding for the title to then tagging to then becoming ROH champion, actually to them challenging for the AEW titles and losing, then going to win the ROH titles, even though they should be appearing on ROH television. Neither here nor there.
So I would say, if I had to say what was the best storyline, I would have to say for right now, if not the best storyline to me, if you guys say the bloodline, you guys would say better than you, baby. I would put what's it called? You could say the storyline of Swerve and Hangman.
Mm-hmm.
Just I'm saying the storyline of Swerve, like Swerve and his rise.
Mhm.
No,
I say like
absolutely.
look, Swerve is went after one of the actual aces of AEW, well, the heart and soul of AEW, Hangman Page. So you saw what Swerve is doing. Swerve is out here going breaking in. He's breaking into people's houses. No, scratch that. The best storyline of the whole year is Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. That's the best storyline. That is the best storyline. I'm sorry. I'm not even. I literally almost forgot about. I'm over here thinking about going to.
Oh no, you got to give Christian his flowers this year.
Yeah, like I gotta go. That's why I said I have to switch it. It's Christian Cage and Adam Copeland. Christian Cage, I don't know what that. Literally, the last type of resurgence you've seen this is when he was in TNA, but this man just literally went and it just skyrocketed to the point where now you see what he's doing. You see what Christian Cage is doing. He's got Nick Wayne. He's got Nick Wayne looking like Jody from Baby Boy. He's over here. He's over here now. Over here with Nick Wayne's mom. He turned Luchasaurus into Kill Switch. I don't even know. Kill Switch as a dinosaur doesn't even make any sense, but it works. Whatever. We're just gonna laugh with it. Yo, this is crazy. It's just crazy how he's put himself in all these different spaces. Christian Cage is going from breaking into Nick Wayne's house and beating the dog shit out of him. Forget all of that. Then he went all of a sudden recruited him. Then now it's to the no, that was oh, you're right. It was Swerve. I'm sorry.
Yes,
no,
sorry.
you're good. I was just trying to remember.
Now starting to go all over the place. I'm literally.
Well, no, remember he was doing the whole. He was feuding with Darby, and that's how Nick Wayne got involved. Was the feud with Darby,
and then it's because we feuded with Darby, and then that's when they all got involved, and then after that, then it turned into what's it called? Then it turned into Nick Wayne turning on Darby, and then now they're aligning himself with Christian Cage, and now basically making him, and then Christian Cage turning Nick Wayne into the prodigy and all that so forth. And then of course, obviously, he went and attacked Sting. And when that got involved, Adam Copeland got involved with that. That went to a back and forth. Now, obviously, Christian Cage and Adam Copeland is over here feuding with each other till this day. Obviously, they just went and brawled and was fighting all over the arena last night. It's just a lot going on. It's a lot going on. So it's now gotten to this point where it's like, obviously, we're going to see if it's going to culminate at World's End. Obviously, I don't think it's going to culminate then, but I would just have to say, yeah, it would be Christian Cage and Adam Copeland. Christian Cage and Adam Copeland, they got it.
Strike.
Well said. I'm gonna go off the wall, and I'm gonna say the rise of Eddie Kingston as a star in AEW.
Okay.
I believe just him going on the King's Road story that he was going throughout NJPW to become an NJB strong, to become the New Japan Strong Champion, and to now carry it this far to where we're having the Continental Classic and he is in the finals and will be, fighting for his life, fighting for his titles, fighting for his lineage, his legacy this Saturday at World's End. I think his year, possibly, I should have had him as most improved wrestler, honestly, of the year in terms of story and everything. But in wrestling, we know it's predetermined, but I think in a sense he's been long overdue. He's been changing as a person. He's been, seeking, the King's Road is basically, him seeking not only just going through the hardships of what Japan had to offer, but also just facing all the toughest opponents that he could, being honorable, changing himself as a person, his personality and stuff of that nature. So to see the changes of him as a person, as well as the change of him as a character throughout the year, I think he's had the best solo storyline for himself, as well as for AEW as well.
For sure. Stretch, did you have something else, or?
I do. And I think you guys will shake your head as soon as I say this. Like, yeah, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I'm going to go with Gunther and his Intercontinental Championship reign.
Yep.
The entire reign of just tracking him, getting to the point of beating the record.
Mm-hmm.
I think out of we often say like there's been a lot of good Intercontinental Championship reigns over the years, especially like in the last couple of eras. I think the Miz comes to mind. I think you have to give Dolph Ziggler a lot of credit as far as like what they were able to do to elevate the championship, the feud that they have, which is another reasons why I always tell like of course, I can't not mention Kofi Kingston. That's why I always stand 10 toes down with the Miz, saying like the Miz can wrestle. Like look at the stuff that he did with Dolph Ziggler. He can hang, but I can't remember a champion, especially one in the mid card, like what you call the Intercontinental Championship or mid card championship, that has had so many good matches consistently, whether it be on television or pay-per-view, whether it be domestic or international. Gunther delivers every time he's in the ring, regardless of who he's in there with.
Absolutely.
He can get a good match out of anybody. And even the matches, like, we've been watching wrestling for a long time, so we know who's going to win, as far as like, whoever wrestles somebody. I can't recall not having like that moment where it's like, oh shit, he might lose. Like in every match, like there was that match he had it's super underrated. He had a match with Bronson Reed. It was super underrated. If nobody's seen that match, like please go out and watch that match. That's like out of all the big men matches this year, I think that one doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah, for sure.
Powerbomb Bronson Reed, and it was like, holy shit. Like it was clean. And Reed like had a couple of spots there, was like he might actually win the Intercontinental Championship, right? To have a performer who can go out there and kill it with somebody the size of Bronson Reed, but like the next month go out and kill it with somebody like the size of Ricochet and still make a believable match, that says a lot. I think his Intercontinental Championship reign, I still think the Bloodline is like number one. I don't think like that's the storyline that's putting like the most asses in seats and everybody's paying attention to it and everything. But I don't think you can't mention like just watching Gunther's Intercontinental Championship reign unfold in the mix, like the pieces that they've been able to mix. They've been able to elevate so many different talents like Bronson Reed, Ivar, the Miz, who was kind of like a little bit in purgatory. Both members of DIY got involved, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. So many guys.
Chad Gable.
He had a fantastic match with Chad Gable.
Ricochet was one of them too, right?
Ricochet was a
couple of them. He won the championship from Ricochet, and he's had a lot of good subsequent matches thereafter. Same thing with Sheamus. Same thing with Drew McIntyre. Both of them at the same time in a triple threat match. There's no challenger that like I can go down and say that this wasn't a good match. Like even the matches he had with Matt Riddle, who I think was really unmotivated going into those matches, like those were pretty good matches. Like, there was no bad matches. Like it would be nitpicking to say like, oh, this guy had a bad match during this reign.
Real quick, I think there's two things we forgot to mention. Well, or didn't mention. Storyline, Athena with the minions in training in ROH. Her and her
Starks and Sky Blue, right?
No. Sky Blue is strictly AEW. It's the announcer. I forgot her name, but she's the announcer or she's the ring. No, she's a backstage correspondent for ROH.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, it's what's her face. We were just talking about her.
Is it Alicia?
Yes. Yeah. So it's Billy Starks and her. I mean, but Athena's title run to begin with has been astronomical. And match. How do we not mention Carmelo and Ilya?
Yeah,
you're right.
Any of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot of good matches.
There's been some crazy matches. All right. So with that being said, let me get to this comment. Boop. So if you're on about solo star storylines, then in my opinion, the best one has to be Sammy, going from the honorary Roos to who he is now. I completely give it to you. Look, and the match that he had with Seth, he's trying to prove the fact that he is world championship caliber, and this is something that fans of his is known for years. Even his run with the IC title, you'd be remiss to mention that, but his runs with the IC belt has been great, regardless if it's the whole conspiracy thing or whatever. You know what I mean? But or the Fidel Castro look, like he's been killing it.
But that I think that also bleeds into his character now because he is truthfully the liberator. That literally
Yeah,
is his character. Because
Yeah.
even going into the bloodline thing and coming out of it, he has liberated himself. He's liberated Kevin Owens. He's liberated Jey Uso
Jey
from the
Uso, yeah.
bloodline. So literally, I don't know. I guess we can really say Vince was a genius at that point because he was creating a character for him that was literally him, just him being him.
Yeah.
So
let's get to the next topic, which is best tag team of the year. Tag teams have been so underrated in the last decade or so that the last few years, tag teams have been just flourishing within all companies around the world. So, with that being said, there's been a lot of controversy when it comes to picking the best tag team of the year. So if you're reading the dirt sheets, if you're reading all of these award shows that's coming out, there's been a lot of controversy with some of these picks. I wonder if we're going to have some. I'm going to start. I'm going to pick the Creed brothers.
Huh.
Wow.
I think the Creed brothers has had a phenomenal year
the
this
pick
year.
I was thinking. Wow.
They have shown out so much on NXT. They have grown so much. Diamond Mine, period, has grown so much since Roddy left. And it has, and the Creeds have, including Ivy now, but we're talking about tag teams. The Creeds have done nothing but excel every single match that they've been a part of. Every match. We saw it in War Games last year or the year prior or whatever it was.
Last year.
We saw it with these tournaments. They were kicked out of NXT and then came back even better. And now they're up on SmackDown doing their thing.
Raw.
They are on Raw, right? I apologize. They're on Raw, killing it, killing the game. So my pick is definitely the Creed brothers. Shout out to y'all.
Wow. I really was not.
That's crazy because believe it or not, I really don't have a tag team. I don't have a tag team of the year. Believe it or not, I never because it's like I'll catch tags when I can, but it's like I don't really have a tag team of the year. I can't really put my finger on it. I can't because I really wasn't this year. I really wasn't following tag team wrestling. I think it was like after Sammy and KO broke up, I just checked out tag team wrestling for a bit. I was just like, all right, well, I'm nothing really to watch. So I can't really say I won't even give an answer for that one. I won't give my choice. I'll pass on that one.
I'm kind of in QS's boat, but I will say if we're starting from the beginning of the year up until now, I think even with the little break that FTR had, I put FTR in the conversation, honestly.
That was the controversy I was talking about because a lot of people disagree with that.
Because I feel like they fell off. I just was going to say that.
You can say they fell off. You can say they fell off, but to me, the resume of what they've had for this whole year.
Yeah.
If you subtract the bloodline stuff, there's really nothing else happening for tag wrestling this year. If you really want to be honest, you haven't had much happening for tag wrestling this year. FTR have been the proponents of the tag wrestling for the whole year. They've been fighting everybody. They've gone to so many different promotions. They've been doing all this other work. So for WWE to finally be in some type of swing with tag teams and to bring up the Creed brothers as they have now, hopefully they have a better focus for tag teams. But the E is very wishy-washy with that. But AEW this year, in terms of tag teams, I can't say anybody else but FTR. New Japan has tag
Fair.
teams, great. Impact has tag teams, great. But who's doing the footwork like FTR?
Well, hold on. You brought up Impact, and that brought up a good point. ABC has been killing it all around the world.
Right.
So I think that's a honorable mention, because Chris Bay and I almost called him Austin Aries. That is not that man's name.
Ace Austin.
Ace Austin.
Yeah, thank you. And Ace Austin has been.
No, they've
I don't
been
know if
killing
they're,
it. Don't get me
because I
wrong.
believe they're still Impact Tag Champs, right?
No, I think Subculture won it.
Okay, so but because I know they lost it this year and then won it again this year. So but they
I would have
believe
showed
they
Subculture, but they don't have enough time. Like they just got the belts maybe like 2 months ago, so I don't think they have enough time for me to say best tag team of the year. Because I love Flashmore and Webster and fucking Mark.
Yeah,
Andrews,
yeah.
so love them as a tag team, but
And
they
shout
don't
out
have
to Main
enough
Event
time.
too, because they've been killing it.
Main Event
all around the
definitely
world,
is
too.
an honorable mention as well, especially what they're doing with HOG right now.
Bro,
But
they're crushing. Shout out to the 2-time HOG tag champions. They're trying to make, well, not trying, but they're creeping up on MLW, making their mark on MLW right now too. So
good.
I'm really proud of them, man. Stretch.
Oh, well, my pick is FTR, but there have been so many great tag teams, I think, throughout this year. You got to give a lot of different shout outs. Aussie Open, you have to give a shout out to them.
Yep.
Yes,
You have
absolutely.
to give a shout
Top
out.
three this year for me.
Top three, without question. It's Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn is
Mhm.
holding the tag team division down, before losing the titles to the Judgment Day. Same thing with the Judgment Day themselves. I think
Yeah.
Damian Priest and Finn Balor are a really good tag team.
Yep.
True.
I think a tag team that you guys, I'm going to say, and you guys are going to shake your heads because they could have been in the most improved category. The Gunn Brothers are a really good
Yep.
Oh
tag
yeah.
team.
Oh
Yeah.
hell
The
yeah.
Gunn are a really good tag team.
Yes.
I think they could have been in the most improved category. They really have elevated their game since winning the titles from another tag team we haven't mentioned. The Acclaimed are a really
Yep.
good tag team that
Yep.
we haven't been talking about. And I think their reign got cut short nonsensically by Tony Khan. I think it was the stupidest thing in the world, taking those belts off of them because they were really over. I think they cooled off a little bit ever since losing those titles. But, I think, tag team wrestling has had a really good year, but I don't think we talk about it enough. I think that we're in a period now where they're trying to make these things out of these super teams, like we saw it in WWE with Cody and Jey Uso, winning the belts for a short spell. Now we have Big Bill and Ricky Starks going up against the Golden Jets, which is like a super team of Jericho and Omega. But Omega's hurt,
Yeah.
now they're calling Sammy Guevara, but
Which shout out to Kenny Omega. He was just diagnosed with diverticulitis.
Thank God he's safe.
Wish you all the best, Kenny. Happy they found it sooner than later. So
found it early. Yeah, diverticulitis, if untreated, can be fatal. So thank God that they found it. Thank God he's getting the treatment that he needs.
Look at Brock Lesnar.
But I'll say, like, tag team wrestling, we need to do a little bit better job, I think, as a whole, not just us. Talking about it more. There's a lot of good tag teams out there.
Absolutely. Real quick, it says Street Profits or the Usos before they broke up.
That's
and then, like you said, the Acclaimed has also really been up there. I don't know if they count since they're trio champs with Billy Gunn. Yes and no, because that would be more faction. To which I'm surprised we didn't do that. Best faction. Real quick, no explanations. I think it's the Judgment Day, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I think they're probably the best faction this year, in my
faction.
opinion.
Okay.
But
I'll raise you one better. United Empire is a better faction.
As much as I would love to agree with you, I can't.
Yeah.
I think with the year that Judgment Day has had, yes, for sure. For sure, they're
Yeah,
the best.
I mean, you think of accolades? They had every member outside of JD because he's still like a new member, but every
Yeah.
member
He's the
had a
honorary
title.
Oos at the moment.
No. He's not honorary shit. He's part of the Judgment Day.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is that if you exclude JD, every member had a title, and
Yep.
every member had a title for a good amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not even including the fact that Damian Priest is still Mr. Money in the Bank.
True.
Senor Money in the Bank. So I think Judgment Day it speaks for themselves, man. And their storylines have been on point, regardless if they're on a high or on a low. You know what I mean?
Right.
So let's get to the next topic, which
Oh,
is
we got. You said stable year. We didn't.
oh, you still want to do it? My bad. Go ahead.
I'm willing to go with Damage Control.
Damage Control
Good
is the
pick.
stable of the year.
Honestly, I'm willing to.
Good pick.
They've turned it around so fucking well. Like it's we never thought we
Shout out to
really
the
we
women's
never
champions.
thought that they would have gotten this far. We thought like Damage
Right.
Control was gonna be like dead in the water after a little while, but then once they got it's like once Kyrie was actually able to get signed back, and once they had Asuka join Damage Control, it's like, oh, now
Yeah,
Now it's
new-
the Silver Group.
It gave
Now
them
it's
new,
the Silver Group.
and that's the exact reason why I picked them, because when Dakota Kai got hurt, I thought they were dead in the water.
Right.
I was like, this is not going to last for so long. Like, they're going to split up. They're going to go their separate ways or whatever.
Which is what it looked like it was going to be.
Right.
For a
And
while.
they managed to keep it fresh by adding this wrinkle of Kyrie Sane is here now. Bailey's kind of messing up. Like, is she still the leader? Are they going to kick her out? I think they've done an excellent job of keeping it fresh despite of Dakota Kai's injury. So
I
Shout out
say
to
they had a
Yamala.
good storyline this year as well, too.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Definitely.
Shout
good
out to
storyline.
Yamala.
Oh,
terrible.
Yamala Rose.
What do you mean terrible? Hey man,
That's
listen,
that's hard because we all know exactly who you're talking about. It's just like
yeah, everybody should know who I'm talking about. Anyways, what about you, Q? I need to get a pop of her.
Wait, are we on to the next topic?
No, Q. Did you have a faction? Or
Oh,
stable?
faction.
No, I agree with him. That for Damage Control, I agreed with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd agree.
All right. No, damage
Definitely
control is
between
definitely
JD
up
and
there,
Damage
for sure.
Control. We're definitely up there.
For sure. All right, so we're gonna go to best booker of the year. If y'all don't know what a booker is a person
It's a damn.
who picks the matches, picks the winners, losers, things like that.
Mhm.
Now,
That's easy.
this is where
HBK.
things get dicey
Yeah.
because there's a lot of tribalism when it comes to the bookers, specifically when it comes to the bookers. For
Yep.
some reason, I truly feel like we're all gonna say the same damn thing.
Yep.
It's Shawn Michaels.
NXT, really?
Shawn
Yeah,
Michaels.
yeah,
I love
Yeah,
Triple
I
H.
think
I love
I
what
literally
Triple H
said
did.
that.
Shawn
I
Michaels
said
is
that.
the
HBK.
best booker of 2023,
HBK.
hands down.
Literally,
NXT hands down has been the best TV this year.
I
will
don't
say
dispute
It's
it.
literally
I really don't
NXT
dispute
is probably. I would say that like NXT is literally the best like wrestling. If you want to like let wrestling, entertainment, everything all around, it's the
It's
best all around
right.
show
It's the,
every week.
as of right now, it's the
always
perfect mix.
always entertaining. It just works with the characters, even with the characters that's getting called, even with the superstars that's eventually they're getting called up.
Yeah,
It's still you still got the breakout tournaments, you still got the NI, you still get these NIL talents that you can get brought in through, and it just works because Shawn knows what he's doing down there. It's just like, yeah. I mean,
You're talking
I know
about-
everybody would want to say
Trips.
no good.
no. I was gonna say like I know everybody would want to say Triple H because obviously Triple H is just he's just been slam dunking everybody all
He's been
fucking
killing
year,
it,
just
yeah.
signing all these fucking talents. Like I said, you never would have thought in there would be a cold day in hell that Triple H was going to be able to re-sign CM Punk. Nobody would ever fucking thought that was going to happen. Nobody
Was it
thought
on my
that was
bingo
going to happen.
card? I'll tell you that.
It's on the bingo card. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't even be surprised that Triple H still got some people under his sleeve. Like
sure.
He's still got some bullets in the chamber. We don't know yet, But
Yeah,
I
he's
just
chef.
feel like if it had to be just
Waiting
booking
for
a
the budget
television
to come
show,
out.
always from start to bottom, I just always feel like it's just Shawn Michaels. It's
I mean,
Shawn
look at
Michaels'
NXT,
head.
bro.
Can I
Look
add
at what
something real
NXT
quick?
has been. What's up?
NXT right now is SmackDown Live.
That's
When
fair.
SmackDown Live was on TV.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that little run, was it 2016 to 2017 or 2018 SmackDown Live, where they were literally, why are you looking at it crazy? Think about it.
No. I was looking at your hands. It
Oh no,
looks like
sorry.
it was.
It's the filter I have on. So
Oh, I was like, what is
but sorry about
happening?
that. My bad. I'm in the Matrix. I'm in the
Scared
Matrix.
the hell out of me.
No, but for anybody who doesn't understand the comparison, think about it. SmackDown Live, they literally wanted to do a live show. They wanted to break away from the formulaic way that it was. They were adding all different types of characters. It didn't matter who it was. Everybody worked. It didn't matter if it was the lowest of the card. Didn't matter if it was an Ellsworth. Didn't matter if it was AJ Styles. Didn't matter who it was intermingling on that show. It was watchable TV for every week that it was on. There was no dull moments. Every champion was good, maybe except Ambrose, but every champion was good. Every storyline ended up turning out good. Even the crazier parts where they're like, what the hell are they doing? Everything worked.
Yep.
So to have NXT where we're getting characters where we're like, why are they going to try and do something from the 80s and try and make it, relevant to 2023? They've done that. They've made it work.
Well,
you've had character. Well, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, look, here's the constant with NXT, right? Except for how people felt about 2.0, you have literally had the greatest minds in NXT with Triple H, Dusty, Ernest the Cat Miller. You had
I think Norman was down there too. Norman Smiley.
Yeah, Norman was there. Oh, that's what I meant. Sorry, not Ernest. Norman. You had Terry Taylor. No, not Terry. What's his name? Red Rooster. What was his name, Stretch?
Terry Taylor. You got that right.
I was right. Okay, all right. You have Terry. Oh, you know what it is? I'm thinking of Tyree. That's why, because of freaking prolific. You have, and then sadly, Dusty passes away. Some changes happen, and now you literally have the man who people still consider this day to be the greatest wrestler of all time, the greatest in-ring performer of all time. So, man, NXT literally is doing, and then now Regal's back. So you literally have legitimately some of the greatest minds to ever grace wrestling in one place.
Cyborg. To see NXT doing excursions now,
dude, I am
ridiculous, bro.
Hype. I am so hyped.
Ridiculous.
So hyped.
You have Charlie Dempsey going to AJPW. What?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, granted, I know a lot of other Tribalist fans. They're swinging in the air because they feel that they really just feel that WWE is going to monopolize the business. They're going to monopolize and they're going to drain Japan dry. So they feel, they claim that WWE drained the UK scene, even though William Regal even came out and said that's not true.
UK scene is flourishing like a mug right now.
It's still flourishing. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
right now.
Like WWE, like people just don't want to admit that just WWE was actually never a monopoly. It never was. It never was a true monopoly. It never did. It never actually was. If you go by the actual definition of what a monopoly is, it never was. But I get it. Y'all gotta do the shit for y'all engagements because this is how y'all get paid. I understand. I mean, do what you gotta do, but you just make sure you tell them the truth. Just tell the truth. But I think this is dope. This is dope that we're gonna see the AJ. Yeah. No, I'm just saying.
Oh no, him going over there is crazy.
Yeah, that's dope. Like, cause it's just like, whoa, like we thought we would never be in this lifetime in our adult lives seeing this. But it's also cool for like all the kids growing up, they get to witness this. So it's just like, yo, this is just a beautiful time for wrestling. It's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful day.
And honestly, I think this opens up a
Can't
bigger.
duplicate this.
I was gonna say, I think this opens up a bigger opportunity for NXT Japan. I think if they're
Absolutely.
able to work, I think this is the start of WWE planting a flag, not taking over, but
But
planting a
opening
flag
the
in
borders for
Japan
everybody.
and being
Yeah.
able to cross brand specifically
Yeah.
in Japan. Like, granted, yes, we can have people come over here and do all of that stuff, but
All
with the new federation that's going on with what 12, 13 different Japanese wrestling promotions, something like that.
So
all of
basically,
them.
there's already an existing company of every other Japanese wrestling company aside from New Japan. So as
Right.
of March next year,
hmm
or was it May? I don't remember. Either March or May of next year,
March.
New Japan is folding
March.
into that. It's March, right? So
Yeah.
imagine Japan is saying, fuck all this, borders that we're doing. We're not working with AJPW anymore. We're not working with Noah. We're not working with this, not working with that. Like, come on now. For
They can
them
all
to
work
unite,
together. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then now you're telling me WWE is getting talent from NXT to go over there. That means the partnership is already working.
And it doesn't even necessarily mean that people can show up in New Japan or show up in Stardom. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily mean that. All it means is that there is a possibility of something bigger, which is
Right.
what Triple H has said years ago. Years ago. All it is about creating opportunities for everybody as a
I
whole.
agree. And
Um,
truthfully, I think it will work out better than some of the stuff happening on the other company.
I mean,
Not just
we just gotta wait.
only reason I'm saying it is just for the marketing standpoint. That's all I'm
all
saying.
this proves to
But
me
this
is that all that proves to me is that WWE 2K25 game is just gonna be so fucking.
It's about to
That's
be
what I'm
nuts.
waiting for. It's like, yo, that game gonna be lit. That character, that roster better be fucking. It better be immense. I better have over fucking 200 or almost 300 wrestlers to play. Just be like, oh yeah, we got.
But you
All
know
I
what?
will say is the
You know what's
free agency
crazy?
next year is going to be ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, free agency is going to be nuts.
Okada's contract is coming up. Just letting you know.
I know.
Bro,
I know. There's a lot of talk
he's not
going
going
on.
nowhere.
He's not going nowhere. Right? We know that.
Okada. Like Okada's not going nowhere. He's staying
said that
there.
about
He's
a
gonna
lot of
stay.
people.
I mean, but he's gonna.
Said that about a lot of people. No one ever thought Kushida was going to go to the E, and he did.
True, but they'd be crazy to let him go. They would be crazy. They would be insane.
I think them joining. I think them joining this new federation too, or this new conglomerate, definitely helps Okada stay.
Yeah.
And also, I was just going to say, listen,
also,
I was just going to say this.
Actually, as president.
Yeah, I was going to say this too, though. You know what? You know what's crazy, and I don't think anybody has spoken about it yet. Because I don't think I've heard anybody speak about it yet. With Dempsey going over there, and there still being a working a working relationship with New Japan and AEW. Don't be surprised if within the next 2 years you have somebody from the WWE, whether it's NXT, main roster, whatever the case may be, and somebody from AEW be in the G1. Don't be shocked. Don't be shocked. That's all I'm saying. Remember my words. It would be crazy.
True.
But we're all in unison. It's definitely Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, definitely Shawn Michaels. Booker of the year.
Cool. All right. So top 3 wrestlers of 2023. Let's just keep it short and sweet. I feel like a lot of the people that we've mentioned already will probably be in our tops. Pause.
I know my
Our
three.
top threes. So who wants to start?
I do.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
I'll go. It's quick. It's literally
His
quick.
hand
Rapid
screwed me
fire.
up too. Like I saw that.
See, I'm not the only one.
It's like, Dr.
Look like
Phosphorus.
it look like he put a black light, right? Like he put a white black light on his black white light.
Looked like an SVU crime scene when you put your hand up for a second. I was like, Jesus.
It's like you're watching Dexter.
Right. It's like a black light hand.
I'm the chalk line. Anyway, my
How
three
you the chalk
rapid
line and
fire.
the asphalt? That's crazy.
I blend in. That's it.
My God.
My aura and then me. Anyway, my three are Gunther, Will Ospreay, and Bryan Danielson. That's it. I'm done.
All right, that's fair. Stretch.
Seth Rollins, Gunther, Bryan Danielson.
All right. Q.
Gunther, Bianca Belair, and Io Sky.
I knew it. I knew that was coming. Mine is Alex Kane, Dominic Mysterio, and Athena. So, yeah. All right. All right. So hold on. Let's do.
Comments.
So Carbon Steel says Trick Williams, Carmelo
Oh, yeah.
Hayes, and MJF,
Oh, that's-
and then
yeah.
he said for 2 instead of Carmelo, he said Dragon Lee. That's
would
fair.
say
That's a
no.
solid 3.
No,
That's a solid 4.
Scratch my 3. Scratch my 3. Actually. Yeah, we gotta do it over again.
Got the Mello. Got
it
throw
would.
Mello in there.
No, I'm not throwing Melo in there. He's not Melo. Actually, Melo's not not even my top 5. He's not even my top 5 this year. Actually, believe it or
Ilya
not, yeah.
could be up there.
Yeah, Ilya
It would
definitely top
be.
five.
It would actually, instead of Gunther, it would be Ilya. It's Ilya. It would be Bianca, and it would be Will. Will be Will Ospreay because I have been one clamoring for Will for all these past freaking years when he's coming on AEW. I've been literally clamoring for him. So yeah, it's Will, Bianca, and Ilya.
That's fair. All right. So best female wrestler. Oh man.
Oh, without question. Without question, it's Bianca Belair. Next, it's Bianca Belair. Like what are we doing here? Like,
maybe for you.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like,
no offense.
No offense to Athena. I get it. She's having a legendary run as a Ring of Honor Women's Champion. That's beautiful. It's great. Beautiful. Yeah. We love that. But we're talking about Mrs. WrestleMania. We're talking about Mrs. WrestleMania, one who's 3-0 who's undefeated at WrestleMania. We're talking about the same woman that sat here has been on actually has an ESPY from this before. We have the longest reigning modern women's champion of all fucking time obviously in that company. It's the EST of WWE. That's it. We're not gonna have these back and forth debates. Y'all can sit here and argue with yourselves on Twitter, argue over there on X, argue it over there in the YouTube comments, argue it over there on Facebook Live. I don't care. The woman of the year is Bianca Belair. That's that.
Well, you said my answer. It's Athena. And I'm not, and you know me, I'm not knocking Bianca by any means, not even in the slightest. But the run that Athena has had, the story that she's been able to tell, and the matches that she's been able to put on with these women has been above and beyond amazing. I think Athena deserves every damn flower that she's been getting.
You know what she deserves? She deserves a spot on national TV instead of being.
I agree.
Oh, there we go.
Time out.
And that's why she.
I completely agree with you. I think it's dumb as shit.
That's why she gonna always stay over there.
And that's Tony's fault. Like
That's
the fact that she's not on television more with the reign that she's had is ridiculous. But
You know where all the black people are?
but that doesn't excuse the run that she's had. You know what I'm saying? Or it doesn't to me it doesn't take away from it. Because once again, she's been able to do some amazing fucking things. Holding on
to answer your point, Randy. You know, y'all like to sit here and say like, oh, y'all feel that she's cooled off. Bianca's never cooled off. Bianca, even when she took off that little hiatus, you know, to be with her husband, you know, enjoy her life because she deserved it because she was over here carrying
filming a show,
you know, carrying the goddamn company
coming out next year,
and you know, was carrying that fucking division on her fucking back. The title doesn't make the woman. The woman makes the title. Like bottom line, like Bianca without the title, she's still number one. Bianca without the title, she's still coming out and she's still like she can do what she has to do. It's just a matter of I get it. I get that y'all are cheering for Athena and y'all want to like root for Athena. And then granted, even the few that she's been trying to tell the stories what she's been doing, the few that she's trying to tell even with Billy Starks, I get it. Yes. Athena has had she's having a great run, but it to me it's just moot when we're not even seeing this legendary run, this legendary champion
right
on national television. You're
not even at All In, not even at Wembley.
You didn't see her at Wembley. You didn't see her at All In. You ain't seen her at You ain't seen her at World's End.
Look,
you ain't seen her at none of these shits. Y'all just see you. You gotta go see her.
I agree with you.
As soon as we get off the show, right? You're gonna go log into Honor Club and you're gonna go watch it just to go catch seeing the theater match. I feel like that's her. That's right about that.
He's right about that. That's a big thing with I would normally what I would agree with you that Athena should be up there, right? Athena should be up there as far as like the consistency of what she's been doing and like she's really good, but at the same token, if you chop down a tree in a forest, does it make a sound? Like nobody sees it, and they damn sure don't promote it. Like you know, they've had other titles from like ROH and stuff like that have been regularly.
MJF floating a title that he's barely fucking defended. Like, come on,
he was an ROH tag team champion. I'm saying to myself, like,
not even showing up on ROH. That's the killer part.
People complain about this women's division from sun up to sundown, and you can't make room for your best women's wrestler, arguably, to make an appearance with her title on that show.
On both
shows.
Right. And she's possibly the best on both shows. That's the worst part. So I'm just saying, I guess for me, it's giving the woman the flowers because she fucking deserves it. And I'm not saying that Bianca doesn't. Of course she does. Of course she's the best. You know what I'm saying? But Athena's been fucking crushing it. And I think more eyes. I think you're absolutely right. Tony needs to stop being a dumbass and put her where she fucking belongs.
Showcase your black talent, sir. Showcase them. Not all your
actuality. Because in all actuality, Athena should have actually lost that title to Billy Starks so she could move up.
I agree with
you. Show right here on show where she
I completely agree with you.
That's cool. You want to keep it there. You want to keep it there to run roughshod and actually just build up the division over there down in Ring of Honor. By all means, go ahead. Cool. It is what it is. Right.
Stretch, is your pick Bianca?
This is a hard pick.
Because there is quite a few for sure.
Because there's a lot of names that we can give some credence to. I would go out and say I think Bianca missed a decent chunk of time. I would pick her. She's definitely up there. For the sake of being different, I suppose, I would pick Io Sky only because I like what she's done since winning the title.
Fair.
There's a lot of women that we can pick here for this.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch is to me. It's between Io Sky and Becky Lynch. I would have to.
Let's not forget that NXT.
I have to put Becky Lynch up there.
Becky Lynch she did it that little short stint she had with that.
NXT. That's where I was getting at.
And not only just that, but the feud with Trish.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? Like, I keep dwelling back like on this most improved category because there's so many people in NXT that we could have mentioned. Tiffany Stratton is up there too, and a lot of that has to do with
Yeah.
Becky.
Yep.
Becky Lynch gave her pulled her the absolute best out of that girl. I mean, she's a fantastic athlete, but that match she had against Becky Lynch, she put it together. That little run that she had in NXT really got a lot of people on TV and elevated a lot of talent.
Yep. Absolutely.
Lyra Valkyria is another one that I think she elevated Lyra Valkyria just with the match standards she has. Now I'm talking about this like I'm kind of like selling myself on Becky Lynch. So I think that's going to be my pick. I think I got to go with Becky Lynch.
I think another, and it's crazy because you're right. That most improved it's so vast, right? And so vast between so many different companies to begin with. Like even talking about somebody like Fallon Henley, you know what I mean? She's improved dramatically. Kiana James, you know, I mean, it's been insane. Strike, Kalani Jordan. Shout out to the Spider-Gwen gear.
Oh, we're fucking legend. No, the most improved fucking Lash legend. What are we saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's true too.
Oh shit.
But my only thing with Lash is that we're talking about the dates, and she hasn't wrestled as much as a lot of the other women. So that's my only thing. But improved beyond years.
Best female wrestler of the year. I would say Rhea Ripley. I would, if her defenses were as great as Gunther's were in terms of elevating her opponents. In terms of the earlier half of the year, I believe Rhea was definitely strong for the beginning half of the year.
Yeah.
I feel when she started to get more into just her role of a manager of the Judgment Day group, it became lesser and lesser over time.
Yeah.
But in terms of the matches that she's had for the earlier half of the year, I would give it to Rhea Ripley.
You know, Rhea's
okay. No, go ahead.
No, the only thing I was just gonna say, I was agreeing with you. I think but I was gonna also say like Rhea is interesting because Rhea Ripley shows you that obviously is like a women's wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just one dimensional. They're very she's showing that you can be very multifaceted. Like Rhea's able to transition herself from just being not only in the women's division but also in the men's division as well.
Correct.
And she's literally standing out as her own individual force. Like you can literally, even as a manager, she can be a manager for the Judgment Day, but she's also showing that she can be a threat as well. Even with that title. And granted, when she does defend, like granted, she may not be defending that title every week. She may not be defending it every pay-per-view, but when she does defend it, it does turn into it's a solid match. Right. Now, I mean, granted, like you could even go back to like, you know, that 5-way at Crown Jewel. Like it's a chaotic match. It was chaotic and it worked. It's just so I think it's like she's showing that as a woman, I can understand why people like, even in the comments they're saying like they'll say Rhea, it makes sense because Rhea she's showing that women can be just multifaceted, not just one dimensional. She's all over the place, and you're seeing her. That's why a lot of these other
and she's been able to elevate people too. Like her match with Zoe Stark
was really good.
Her match with Zoe Stark was really good, and it was like you were finally able to see Zoe really show off and showcase what she can do.
Right.
Well, I'll finish here and say what I was going to say about Rhea. Here's how I do the square of the main champions, the 2 women and the 2 men's champions on both brands, right? Rhea's more akin to Roman in a sense that when she has a match, the match is more storyline based or more for building another person, but the workhorse title is the exact opposite titles. So Io's the workhorse champion in terms of the women's division, and Seth is the workhorse champion in terms of the men's division. Yeah, so that's my comparison. But like I said, if Rhea had a lot more matches in terms of what Gunther was doing in the sense of everybody that she faces and more so of a more frequent time period I would have definitely made her my wrestler of the year. But because of difference of choice, I would definitely choose her as wrestler of the year.
For sure. We're just gonna run through the comments. A fucking Thina. I like hear
Right.
it. I'm sorry. Like I hear it. You know, I hear it. Like it's right there.
Fucking Tina? Like,
Um,
the fuck is y'all talking
Randy, why is
about?
Kyle still talking? Because I'm one of the four. Shut up, Randy. So he says Athena. Tiff said Bianca. Carbon said Bianca easy. Then there's just a whole bunch of other stuff. He said, "Shut up, Kyle." Just so y'all know, if y'all confused why there's so much hate coming towards me, this is what we do. Like I go on his show and I constantly tell him that he's the worst part of the show. He
Just
said,
gotta play "Hate" by Jay-Z and Kid Cudi. That's it.
you know, seriously. Yes, it's Athena beyond the cooled off.
Yeah, she cool. Off.
To say it's time for you to go to sleep, whatever. Carbon said you can also throw up Rhea because she's also been really good this year. But Athena, in terms of wrestling, deserves it too. Bianca is a cheat code.
Mhm.
And then Tony Kakan can't book women. Well, we knew that.
Tony Kokan. Yep. Mind you, this is the man that says in the media call for World's End that, I'm booking better women's wrestling matches and stuff now. I'm like,
we're not.
Guys.
We're not getting.
Guys, we just have to accept the fact that we're probably never gonna end up in these media scrums with Tony because he.
Says who? I'm getting in one of those, bro. Next year, that is a goal.
He's gonna tell you. You know, he's gonna tell you, K Marvel. Yeah. You didn't think I've watched your four corners of commentary. You represent y'all four. Y'all been calling me a cokehead all this motherfucking time. Y'all been laughing at me.
We're not the only fucking ones. And we know people who are in that media scrum who have been able to say shit. And they said the same shit we did.
But so it's neither here nor there. We're not going to talk about those times. We're not going to go into that. We're just going to leave that one alone.
We're leaving the white horse alone. We're leaving the white horse alone.
Just know, guys, that after this segment here, we're probably never going to be in that new media scrum.
It's all.
Sorry.
If we could tease TD Jakes, he could get teased too. Shit,
oh my God. So with that being said, now we go on.
He got more money than all of us combined anyway.
We should be fine.
Right.
5 times the money, if not 10.
Not Naito putting Okada in submissions though. This is crazy.
What? Okay.
All right. Yeah, we out of here.
Later. We'll talk about best male wrestler.
Of the year.
Of
the best male wrestler
2023.
And why is it not Cody Rhodes? Why is it not Cody Rhodes?
Once again, this is where there's been some controversy with it. Cody's been doing his thing this year, man.
Y'all can't tell me that.
I'm not saying it's Cody. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying nobody else cannot tell me that Cody Rhodes has not been sitting here. And he's just he's the company's greatest politician. He's literally the company's greatest politician of all time. And he's literally it works. It just works. The kids love him. The ladies keep singing the song. The fellas want to be him. He's not even a champ. He's not even a champ. He didn't even finish the story.
Right. He doesn't need to be.
He's still over. He's still fucking over. It's just like
the best baby face of the year, that's for sure.
It's literally I said it before. I said it before, and I'm gonna stand by it that Cody, the run that Cody's on right now, he's probably gonna be a bigger baby face than Hulk Hogan was.
Yep.
And still stand by it.
I agree.
He can reach Cena level.
I think he's eclipsed Cena's level. I think he's past it right now. He's running into he's literally running into Hulkamania territory. It's Hulkamania moment. It's Hulkamania season. I think it really is. And I think when he wins
that title, that's it.
Oh yeah,
it's over. It seals the deal.
So then
he's holding for 10 years.
So then the question to you is, who's your pick?
Oh, I said it. It's Cody.
It is Cody. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Cody.
Sorry.
It's Cody for me.
He's standing 10 toes. I appreciate that.
I'm standing with it. It's Cody.
That's a different thing. Me?
I feel like I know yours.
Oh man. Woo! It's Gunther. Come on.
Yeah.
because me personally, I'm used to, in terms of the old school, the muscular, the giants, the powerhouses. I'm used to that. But what Gunther brings to the table is different. And I'm saying this and I'm sticking to this. I have watched every Gunther match of this year. I can't say that for even Bryan Danielson this year. I've watched every Gunther match this year. So to tell me that that's not wrestler of the year, to tell me that I want to sit down and watch 2 matches consecutively with the Miz and be like, oh my God, they may do something crazy this match. They surprised me the first time. They surprised me even more the second time. Will I watch it the third time? Hell yeah, I will. Because if the story that they're building for Miz off of what Gunther is doing for him as a character is, I'm going to be a baby face, but I'm going to be a fighting baby face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther has solidified this is the type of wrestler you want. This is the type of champion you want. I don't care what tactics he has to do and slide his, to sleaze his way through a match at this point to keep that championship. Gunther is showing you exactly what a champion should be.
Mm-hmm.
And the man only left for a week or 2 because his wife was having a baby. That's the only time he left.
Yep.
So for you to tell me that you want to choose Roman Reigns, I'm not gonna mention anything bad about Cody. I loved Cody since he's re-debuted in WWE. He's been who he should have been. But to tell me that is not your choice of wrestler of the year, you're fucking crazy. And that's all I'm ending it at.
Stretch?
Oh boy, male wrestler of the year. So there's 3 things that I'm looking for when talking about male wrestler of the year: wrestling ability, character, and consistency. I mean, Gunther fills all those boxes, but the guy that I think the added wrinkle that I'm about to talk about, the guy that I'm talking about is working with injury, doing all that stuff. That's Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has a bad back, and he's been an absolute workhorse ever since winning that championship. Even before then, winning that championship, he's been one of the most consistent performers the entire year. He's been one of the most consistent performers in all of wrestling. Yeah. He to me, every time he defends that championship, he adds to his legacy. He looks absolutely fantastic in the ring. The matches that come to mind, especially with Shinsuke Nakamura, I think those matches are fantastic. That match that they had at what pay-per-view was that? Where they had the no DQ, the last man standing match.
Not Extreme Rules.
Fastlane.
Yeah, it's Fastlane.
Fastlane, right? Fantastic match at Fastlane. I think it was great. That man's background there. If you hear that,
I was about to say somebody doesn't believe you.
But yeah, I think Seth Rollins was great. I would love if I know we get branded like a pro WWE podcast sometimes, but to me, like,
do we?
I feel like that sometimes. I don't know. Maybe I'm just projecting, but at the same token,
they might think we're WWE biased and shit.
Yeah.
But
there's stuff like that. Whatever. Thanks for the engagement, but I would love to pick wrestler of the year. I would love, like, I don't know, like AEW has too many like performers, like they get hot and then they move away from the guy after a while, and it's like it never, to me, like nothing really ever feels like it sticks, But I would love to pick Swerve, but he's just like starting to get his footing. Like I don't think they haven't really given the opportunity to do it for the full year. Like if we did this like starting from like the midpoint of the year, like 6 months to now, like I think he would head and shoulders be like number 1 as far as like what he's been able to do. Yeah. But the one guy I think in AEW that stands out like as a wrestler of the year, believe it or not, is Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because he has been consistent from the minute he won that. Is it the title's not called the what is it, the International Championship now or something like that? Or
it is the
AEW International. right? I always think about the person when I think about that championship, but he has defended that championship on almost a bi-weekly basis. He puts on great matches, and he consistently ups his game with every defense.
Yep.
Yep. I don't think he gets nearly enough credit for being a mainstay in AEW. Like
Absolutely.
AEW, they talk about so many different things where it's like, okay, like what can you consistently hang your hat on to say, like, okay, if I had to watch AEW, what should I be looking for? He's something that like I should be looking for, I think, is like a mainstay of the company. He's a cornerstone of the company. I don't think they would be doing nearly as well as they are without a talent like that. Because he's that one guy where it's like he's like Gunther. I think you can get a good match out of anybody with him. You know, you make a side like I remember telling my friend this, like, because my friend is like a casual fan, and like as soon as CM Punk came back to WWE, he was all in, right? But no pun intended. But I remember watching AEW, and he was watching it with me, and he was like, "Who is this guy? Is Orange Cassidy?" And like the gimmick, nobody like the gimmick's not for everybody, right? I was like, he's just a guy who doesn't really care so much, right? He just looks he's like lax all the time.
Yeah, the nonchalant character never really
it's like a nonchalant character is not for everybody. They don't understand it all the time. And it's like he thought it was the stupidest thing when he first saw it. But as he watched him wrestle, he was like, you know what? That guy can really wrestle. And I'm like, that's the beauty of it. Like, I don't get it all the time too with his gimmick, but that's the beauty of it. You know, it reminds me like the fact that the crowds are the ones who make the decisions. Like, it doesn't matter what I think personally or anybody else thinks really, as far as like if they get the character or they don't get it or whatever. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of old timers out there that hate his character, but the crowds go nuts for him, and he's a hell of a hand. So that's all that matters at the end of the day.
No, absolutely. So you took my WWE pick. It was definitely Seth Rollins. I mean, look, what can I say that people haven't said about Seth? Nothing. You know what I mean? Like, the man deserves every flower he has. You know, Stretch brought up the injury. Look, man, Seth hasn't been pinned, I believe, since January 3rd in a singles match.
Crazy, right?
So it's
went
about to
from
be
a year of losing to a year of winning.
So, look, man, Seth Rollins in any company, honestly, Seth has been A1. When it comes to AEW, I think you're right with Orange Cassidy, but I am going to say, to be honest with you, I was thinking Cesaro, or excuse me, Claudio, because Claudio's been crushing it. His ROH title run was crazy, and even when he loses, he looks amazing, and he's always been that way. You know what I mean? He's always been that way. And of course, I think MJF, of course, has a hand in being considered the best of the year. But yeah, no, my pick is definitely Seth Rollins. I'm so sorry. Tiff says Jey Uso, which is very fair. Carbon said Jey Uso, LA Knight, Ilya, or Gunther.
Ilya was the one that I was like, okay, no,
Ilya,
I think that's
honestly, I think Carmelo has a claim too.
Carmelo has a claim.
Carmelo definitely has a claim.
He didn't cool off till about a month or so or so ago. So I mean,
but you know what? And here's somebody no one has said, Vikingo. I think he definitely has an argument on being the best.
He had a great year. Yeah. He's had a great year. You know, he has a lot of viral moments. He has a lot of viral moments.
That man is incredible. He's incredible. And I don't care what y'all say. Dom should be up there. Look, and honestly, for him to excel just with all the hate that he's been getting, shit.
What about Christian? I think Christian should be.
That was somebody I was thinking about too. I think
Christian
was
is
a good
another one
argument
that
too.
because like again, Christian he's having the best storyline in AEW, and he's on and every single time like he's just been he's delivered. I'm not gonna say he's outperformed everyone, but he's delivering. He's delivering.
Yeah,
He makes you feel something.
I would certainly say that Christian right now, I think, is probably the best heel in all of wrestling.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
he could be whenever he decides to hang it up, which he doesn't need to do. I don't think. I think Christian's killing it. Whenever he decides to hang it up, I think we're looking to me, in my personal opinion, if he should decide to go this route, he has the opportunity to be like the next Bobby Heenan, as far as like what he could do as a manager, other talents. Like he has gotten detestable to the point where it's like anybody associated with him is not only going to get elevated but booed, and it's like he is so good as a heel, and it's like. And it's fresh. Like, I remember saying to myself, like I was teasing a friend, like, okay, because the needle AEW fans every now and then. So I was like, blase blah. He said something about somebody's dead father, blase blah. But you actually sit and watch his promos. Like, it's more than that. Like, the way he carries himself, like the way he dresses, like it just has like this air of like I'm better than you, and he's a really, really good heel, man.
Tell me it doesn't remind you of Troglodyte Chris Jericho.
Absolutely. When he was dressing up in the suits and he was like,
Troglodyte. That shit was great.
Like, he was like Nick Bockwinkel, just used like a lot of big words and felt like it was really pretentious and just like smarter than everybody else, thought it was better than everybody else. Yeah, I get the same vibes.
Anytime you want an air about somebody, like a real pompous air, always go for a turtleneck.
Oh yeah, hands down,
always
hands down. So the last thing isn't an award; it's just something that we're looking forward to next year. Who do you want to see rise in 2024?
You want to do 2 picks? You want to do 1 pick?
I wrote down 3 just in case, but it's whatever y'all want to do.
Yeah. Can end strong.
I have 3.
You have 3? Wow.
All right. Do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll
wait
start.
for Q. Oh, yes. Well, go
ahead. First guy that comes to mind is somebody that I want to see rise next year is Braun Breaker. I think Braun Breaker.
Talk about it.
I mean, they got so many good talents in NXT, but like Carmelo Hayes obviously is really good, right? He's going to be a huge star. And I think when he officially gets to the main roster, like he's going to be a big deal, I think, from like day one. Yeah. I feel the same thing for Braun Breaker, but Braun's got a look that they're looking for a little bit more than Carmelo. And that's not to say that Carmelo won't be a huge star based on his look. I think Carmelo looks fantastic as far as like his presentation is concerned. But Braun's got all the good qualities of his uncle and his father. It's like it's hard to ignore that. And he's got the explosive athleticism of his uncle Scott. But he has like that tough persona of his dad. His dad's Rick. He's got that tough guy persona. He is all the things that I liked about the Steiners rolled into one genetic package. He's a fantastic athlete. He's explosive. He's got the heel. I was worried for him when he turned heel because I didn't think he would be able to transition that well, but it works.
It's natural.
He has it down packed.
It's natural.
Work. To keep it short and sweet, obviously, Swerve Scott. If he doesn't elevate sometime in 24, then the owner of AEW is truly on drugs. If they can't make a world champion,
you mean him world champion? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. He has to be world champion at some point. Like he's too red hot, I think, at the moment. I'll say this: AEW has had a lot of stars that I think that they, in hindsight, they could have done more with. Wardlow, the most glaring example. I think they dropped the ball with Wardlow. Wardlow was red hot.
Oh yeah.
But I think with Swerve, I don't think they can afford to miss this one. This is a big fish. They got to reel this one in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't afford to mess this one up. Lastly, and I'm going to pick a tag team. I would like to see. You know what? I'm not going to pick a tag team because he kind of broke off from them. It's an NXT talent, Josh Briggs. I think Josh Briggs has a world of potential.
Absolutely.
He did more than hang in that Iron Survivor match. Josh Briggs to me reminds me a lot of, and he's a more athletic JBL. I think he moves just that rugged like style. He moves very fast for somebody his size.
I thought you were going to say Stan Henson, to be honest.
No, he's not that. He's not there yet. But he reminds me a lot of JBL from the standpoint of, the use of the clothesline. It just looks really good. But also like that big country body just moving around that ring. He looks really good in the ring, And he's a fluid athlete. I think he's got a world of potential if they handle him right. So it's gonna be interesting to see him on his own in NXT for the next year, because I do think he has a lot of potential. And another guy I think that's going to rise in 2024. I would like to see LA Knight win a championship. LA Knight, you got to do something with him. I think he's in a good spot where it's like, he's rubbing shoulders with a lot of different people. I like where it's going with Randy Orton. I think like just giving him that rub, keeping him in the limelight. But he's you got to kind of, to me, he's one of those guys. Another thing, you got to strike when the iron is hot. Or they got to do
tag or U.S. champion. I could see that.
They got to do something with their scene, because they have a lot of over baby faces right now, and they have a plethora of them. I would love to see CM Punk turn heel, but that's just me. CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. LA Knight, Randy Orton. That's 6 right there. That's like, these are guys that you could easily slide like into that world championship picture. And it's like real easy for the other guys. Like if they're in a prominent storyline for the other guys who are not CM Punk and Randy Orton, because they have a name value that the other guys don't, to get lost in the shuffle. So I would like to see LA Knight win a championship at some point. Yeah. Preferably the Intercontinental Championship if I had to pick.
He'd work real well with that, with the IC title. Gents,
got one
you would like to see rise.
Besides, obviously, I would hope to see in 2024. Obviously, Swerve to see him like get his shot and make his rise, make his ascent keep going. Another person I want to see rise is Kyle Fletcher.
Oh my God! I'm so glad he won that championship.
Yeah, happy for him. Congrats for winning the TV title.
Absolutely. Like I feel Kyle Fletcher. He obviously, he's always been a phenomenal talent with Aussie Open, with United Empire. But I think like standalone, the potential is there. Like you can actually see something grow with him. I would. Even with the Ring of Honor TV title, I would even want him to even end up feuding with Orange Cassidy. I want him to get that title, take that title away. Like the potential is there. Like you just need to literally give him more time to cook, give him more time to like just mesh on his own, and he'll be fine. I really would want him to break away from the whole Don Callis family. I really do not feel like that family's doing him any damn good. That's just me personally. And granted, Don Callis is probably one of the greatest managers of all time, even right now. But it's just, I feel like the Don Callis family, that faction, it's just really not doing anything for him. He doesn't need it. Kyle Fletcher doesn't need it for me. I
think it's just for exposure, really. So, but that's
like another name I want to see like rise. I mean, she's already on her rise right now. I would want to see Billie Starkz like keep on going. She's already on the rise already, but I want to see Billie Starkz like get a little bit more get some more exposure. I'd like to see over on the east side. I would like to see, believe it or not, y'all gonna laugh. I would actually like to see Chelsea Green continue to rise. Chelsea Green's
Nah,
having
give it to her.
We fine with that, brother.
She's
Chelsea
always
Green.
been a great talent.
Chelsea Green has definitely had Chelsea Green's character. It actually works in this era of WWE, and honestly, it's entertaining as hell to watch. She's able to keep everybody laughing. She is phenomenal. She's a great performer. So I think like it could work with that. I think another rise I'd like to see, just from looking at from the breakout scene, I want to see Lash Legend grow. I want to see her continue to grow because again, even though like she definitely didn't have that many matches, but when the matches you have seen Lash in, she's shown, and it's just like it's impressive. Like again, the fact that she was able to deadlift Otis and slam him, that was honestly damn near impressive. The last time we saw Otis even get lifted up like that from a woman was Bianca when she had to run that nice little combine with him.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot of like the young talent that's there from all these different companies. The talent's there. We just have to keep on seeing the rock. Like we just have to hope that these guys, the head bookers actually listen to us, are listening to the fans, and essentially they see the potential like we see the potential, and just like give it a shot. Like let's see what happens with that. But that's my take on who's the next rising stars.
Okay, well, I got a few. Just that one. Trick Williams, obviously. Well, why we have to mention Trick Williams?
I mean, we
I was getting there.
Ready.
Did we mention Trick already?
No, I said I was getting.
Yeah,
no, not for Rise.
Not for this, not for the Rise, but we got him for like most improved and shit.
No, of course, yeah. But we have to consistently repeat Trick Williams. Trick Williams definitely, it's his year, 2024. I think if Ilya keeps the title long enough, I think Trick is the one to definitely take the title from him.
Right.
When I say in terms of presence, in terms of entrance, in terms of character, he's found himself, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that exactly. Let me see who else in the E. I want a tag team. Wow, I'm gonna say a tag team. I need Katana and Kaden to finally get their spotlight. They're champions now, but I need them to finally show what a women's tag team is for the whole fucking division. Because to me, they have always been the true tag team of the women's tag team division for years now on both NXT and the main roster now. So to me, that is a team where you're going to catapult the women's tag division. So I need them to have a great 2024 to show that the E is not playing about tag teams. Let's go to AEW. Keith Lee, being that he is getting a shot now to be on a main roster, and I'm going to say main roster because that's what Tony treats Dynamite as, main roster. To be on a main roster pay-per-view with by far one of the hottest rising stars in AEW at this moment, in Swerve Strickland, and then you get to reignite a feud that should have been almost finished or revisited a long time ago.
Yeah.
But you put Keith Lee on ROH as you put all your black talent on ROH because, hey, we can only have one token black person or two or three, but only use one in high spotlight. So if you're going to bring Keith Lee back, and from what Tony has said on the media call yesterday, I believe, it seems that he is very much so behind Keith Lee and maybe putting him in a more prominent spot after this pay-per-view this weekend. So I definitely want to see Keith Lee back and doing his shit on the main roster on Dynamite. Another one, as much as we know, Will Ospreay is the man. Will Ospreay is one of the best wrestlers of this generation as well. Give him the fucking reins. I don't care if you have to throw him in with MJF. Let him have his match. Let him have the title. I don't care if it's for a few months. The man deserves the spot. I think more than anybody to carry this fucking company. I do not need to see Mox with gold around his waist again. I do not need to. I'm not gonna say Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega is dealing with what he has to deal with. Kenny Omega can definitely get his spot. But if you want a younger talent, and Will is not even what 25 right now, or he's pushing 30, I should say, somewhere
Yeah.
there, 25, 30.
Mhm.
He's
He's
oh,
still
He's about to be
young as
30.
fuck. He's
Mhm.
still young as fuck. Run with it. If you want somebody to bring eyes to your product, MJF is great character wise. MJF is showing that he is a wrestler and he can definitely hold his own on the mic. But if you want the spectacle back in AEW, strap the rocket to Will Ospreay. It is much needed for 2024. I don't think anything can go wrong if you give him this man a championship belt. Another one for AEW is Jay White. Why the fuck didn't he win yesterday? Why didn't he win? He has possibly the most experience in terms of being a heel, fighting with all different sizes of talent, making everybody he faces look good. And we know the situation with Swerve. Some people were, highly upset with Swerve's situation. Jay should be a lot higher on the card. And last but not least, another Jay Lethal. I feel Jay Lethal has been in the dirt since he's joined AEW. I don't think his faction should be considered a joke, but the way he's been used since he's been there, he's not been put in a prominent position at all. I
yeah.
feel 2024 should be the year that they put him at least in a mid card situation where he can probably be an Orange Cassidy situation. He can be taking the title, he can be the sneaky heel, but he can also wrestle his ass off. Give him that spotlight to do that. And I feel with the booker that they have so much fucking talent. Like literally, I can name so many names off the AEW roster, but they have so much talent. In a short amount of time, they can elevate that roster to higher means in a short amount of time if everybody's given the due diligence that they need to be given. Excuse me. That's that.
I'm gonna try to keep this short. I would like to see Dom win a main roster singles title.
Should be.
Um, I would like to see Zelina hold the women's title.
Mm.
I would like to see Shane Taylor win the ROH heavyweight title. Um, and there was one more. Oh, and Trick. I think they need to keep the gas. Keep pushing the gas on Trick. We already know Carmelo's going to do some amazing things. We already know Ilya is going to do some amazing things. Um, yeah, I think right now you gotta push the gas on Trick. Trick Trick has one of the best entrances in the company. Um, he has the best fan reaction, one of the best fan reactions right now. Might be it's definitely top 10, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think you know what I think the very last thing too is simply um you know what? Nah, I'll save it because I'm pretty sure we're gonna do a Royal Rumble edition, so I'm gonna save it for that. Um, but oh, and honestly, I can't wait for I'm really excited for Dakota to come back into the ring. I can't wait for her to be cleared
Good
again.
choice.
Um, I think there's a lot. Even if Bailey does end up getting kicked out or whatever, I think Damage Control is is in good hands with Dakota being the main mouthpiece of the group.
Yep.
So that's my four. Keep it nice and sweet. Um, And one last comment from Carbon. I also want to see Mark Briscoe in a big picture for a while. I agree. I feel like he has a rising star power to do so a lot more than what he's doing now, instead of just not doing a lot on AEW. I
Yeah, that's
wholeheartedly
a lot
agree.
of
And
people.
I think to Striker's point, people feel the same way about Jay Lethal. You know, you're talking about somebody who's a former television champion in Mark Briscoe. You're talking and obviously the most tag championships in ROH history. But when it comes to Jay Lethal, you're talking about somebody who he was, he I think no was the longest reigning television champion.
Mhm.
He's one of, if not the only person to both hold the world heavyweight, the ROH World Championship, and the television championship. Um, he's a multi-time X Division champion. Like Jay Lethal's the man. So look, man, we this went on a little longer than what the four of us wanted it to, but it's been a while since we have given y'all our opinions and graced y'all with our presence. So with that being said, um, first and foremost, hell of a year. Um, because we are a predominantly wrestling podcast, we just want to thank all the talent that's out there sticking their necks out, um, putting their bodies on the line to entertain us and having us be able to have this platform to give y'all our opinions and to converse with you guys about wrestling. We appreciate all the companies out there, all the talent out there, whether it's big WWE, AEW, New Japan, or indies, whether it's Battle Club, BCW, or so on and so forth. So thank you guys so much. Thank you three for showing up, doing what we got to do whenever we come on the pod. Um, thank you to the fans for always tuning in, commenting, interacting with us, whether we're on air or not. We appreciate it so much because without you guys, we don't have a platform to do this. So we appreciate you guys. And with that being said, let's do what we do.
Well, you already know where to follow me at, on Instagram and Twitter at Forever Thiefin. Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank y'all for tuning in with us for this long. It obviously, I am very long-winded. I can't thank you guys much enough. I wish you guys all a safe and happy new year. Thank you again for sticking with us for this long. Cheers to the new year. Cheers to into 2024. Again, whatever you had, whatever you dealt with this year, leave it behind. Go into the new year, reset, refreshed, reorganized, reinvigorated. That's all I got. Thank you. Love you all. Thank you.
Hey. The mic off. The mic off.
No,
Oh,
you're
okay.
muted, bro.
He
You
got
see
it.
my Instagram, Jador Sapio, and my Twitter is that stretch. Which I need y'all to boost my account, man. I lost my followers on Twitter, but thanks everybody for watching. Thanks everybody for rolling with us, for sticking with us, with us. We very much appreciate it. And final message, Sabrina, I understand you just got your Nintendo Switch. That's fine and dandy. I think that's great. But a veteran like me, I got a destructive nature. You get your nephew in here to ask me to send my Nintendo Switch information. That's fine and dandy and everything. He's a good kid. I like that kid.
Oh my God.
But this is my corner. This is my corner. Everybody eats, man. Everybody eats. Nobody gets a big plate with me. I'll tell you that.
I can't.
Carry on.
Oh, Jesus Lord. What an episode. What an episode.
I don't know why I'm like this.
I am StrykerDragoon. Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all the same. And you can reach me at StrykerDragoon131. The Dragoon Haven has been on a very long hiatus, but as of next week, I will be back. I will be streaming my new games, my old games, whatever games I have in my backlog. So just come out and check it out. I won't be playing Mario Kart, but I know for sure I'll definitely be watching some bus ass somewhere. I don't know, but we'll get to that another night. Hopefully, your holidays have been great. Hopefully, your new year has been blessed. And goddamn, what a comeback! Have a wonderful new year, everybody.
As always, you can find me at I don't even remember my handles anymore. At Mr. Marvel 87 on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Please follow A Different Angle, the mental health podcast I am a part of with my brother Rodney Harris. On 88 Pod 2023 on Instagram and X, and soon to be Twitter. I'm sorry, not soon to be TikTok. Also, you can find and listen to both Four Corners of Commentary and A Different Angle. Hold on. Sorry, it's been a while. I gotta find it now. Damn, that's crazy. Cause it's not even here. First off, make sure to follow Four Corners Commentary on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the Council of Commentary, on TikTok at Council of Commentary, and on X at CO Commentary. There it is. You can make sure to follow the Four Corners of Commentary and A Different Angle on the CBD network. Shout out to everybody on the network: Susio Boys, Susio Sports, the Drelax Podcast, Aim High Podcast, Shaolin Soccer, Shogun Soccer, excuse me. I'm bugging. CBD net podcasts, and there's more to come. Trust me. You can make sure to follow them and us on their streaming platforms on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all of your listening platforms. Guys, love you. Appreciate y'all. This has been a hell of a year. Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year from us to you as we sign off, because we are your Four Corners of Commentary. Stay positive, y'all. Peace.
I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got it. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough Cause time. I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine.